Anthony on satellite radio. Host Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie here. On the virtual team. And Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy comment. Profanity like a rap. Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
Our show is stupid.
This is so irresponsible.
This should be illegal. It really should be. It's like, it's so unethical.
God, I hate fucking radio.
This could be the worst audio ever.
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. This is terrible.
We just suck all around.
I hope you show restraint in fucking my girlfriend.
This stinks.
Fucking shut the fuck up. We get it. Get it. Get it.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
So, New York / New Jersey gets the Super Bowl in 2014.
How annoyed is Jersey that it's got to be New York / New Jersey?
Well, now they're arguing.
But it's in New Jersey.
Because the Jets play there and the Giants play there, so they're like, well, it's actually... It's got to be Jersey, right?
They're New York teams.
But
They call themselves New York teams. The Giants have NY on their fucking helmets.
Yeah.
It's New York.
But they play in Jersey.
But they play in Jersey. It's like a New England Patriots thing. They play in Massachusetts, but they are not the Massachusetts Patriots.
No.
So this is kind of a tri-state Giants, bi-state Giants and Jets.
It's also weird that they have to share a stadium.
Yeah.
The old days, the Jets played out on Long Island, and I forgot where the Giants played. Did they play where they were, I guess?
Yeah,
I'm going way back, right?
Yeah.
The Giants have been playing in the Meadowlands for many, many years, I'm assuming.
I would assume.
I mean, we're talking decades, right?
I'm not sure of the history there.
I think it's a great move. It's not a surprising move. I think everyone knew that the NFL, they were going to pull the trigger and do this and have a Super Bowl in a cold climate. What the hell? Why not? Why not mix it up a little bit finally?
That was their big thing. That was their big thing, is it was a cold climate, and they've never done that with the Super Bowl. They want this covered stadiums or warm weather.
It had to be above 50 degrees.
Yeah, but they made a big exception, and New York's got it, and I can only hope there's a blizzard that day. Oh, but I love if just a giant snowstorm came in and everyone had to play in the snow. And
well, if that's the case, I bet you more people would watch, too. Because it only affects the people that are in the stadium and on the field. Everyone else at home is like, wow, cool, we get to watch the Super Bowl in the snow.
How cool is it to watch football in the snow when it's snowing? The Pats-Oakland game years ago was a great game because it was just snowing like crazy.
Remember?
It was great.
You didn't even know where they were on the field. They couldn't get the snow off the field fast enough.
You could barely see them playing because the cameras...
Those are the greatest games.
It's fantastic.
And on a Sunday, if you're flipping around and the 4 o'clock game is some who-gives-a-shit game, but it's snowing, you're stopping and watching, right?
You're going to watch.
I think it's a great move by the NFL. It's a great move because this area needs money. For some reason, we're broke. I don't really understand why.
Money to fucking put in someone else's pocket.
Really? It doesn't help the economy?
It's such bullshit. This fucking bullshit area. I won't even say state or city or anything because it's the area. But it's just, they'll make, we're projecting hundreds of millions of dollars in influx in cash in our area. And then they'll be crying a week later that they got to raise taxes on fucking tampons or something.
And then get rid of
something.
And then get rid of 20 bus routes and
and
18
service.
subway lines because the city's broke.
What happened? We had the Super Bowl. Yes, but we had quite a deficit.
You know, you go to these other cities, they got brand new subway systems. It's all digital, electronic. There's no bums. There's no urine smell. There's no graffiti.
Yeah.
You could tell the trains are brand new. And
considering
here,
ours were built in the 1800s.
And here it's shit.
Yeah.
Below the ground. And they say they're broke. We should have all brand new stuff in New York.
Well, the Giants have played at the Polo Grounds from 1925 to 1955.
Where's the Polo Grounds?
That's gone.
I know. Where were they?
Wasn't that in
Brooklyn?
Was it Brooklyn? Yeah.
Was it Brooklyn?
Upper Manhattan.
I don't know.
Was it Brooklyn, Upper Manhattan? That's impossible.
Brooklyn, Upper Manhattan.
Was it Manhattan?
What?
Yeah, it was way uptown. It's 155th and 8th Avenue.
Okay.
Did you say Brooklyn? Oh, I thought I heard Dumb Mar say Brooklyn, so I said Brooklyn.
All right, and then Yankee Stadium. Oh, that's right. Remember
Bronx.
I was a little boy, and the Giants played at Yankee Stadium. I forgot about that.
56 to 73.
Yeah, they played there for 17 years, and then they moved on to the Yale Bowl. Where the hell is that? They did that for a year.
The Yale Bowl.
Wouldn't that be up in Connecticut?
They played in Connecticut. All right.
They played in Connecticut?
They've just been fucking hobos. Yes? No. Hobos. Wow, minutes.
They played up in Connecticut for 1 year, one season. Then they moved to Shea Stadium, where the Jets played for many years, for a year.
Well, yeah,
and then
that's what
finally
he was
Giant
building.
Stadium opened up. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, Giant Stadium opened up in 1976. And that lasted, 33 years, and then they got a brand-new stadium over there.
Meadowlands Stadium.
And now-
grand opening there with none other than Jersey's own Bon Jovi.
Well, that's tonight, Anthony. You
Yes.
got your Bon Jovi tickets?
Oh, do I never.
Those guys are fans of the show. You remember.
I know. I have no problem
I don't
with
know
Bon
if they're
Jovi.
still
I'm just
fans, but...
not, listening to Bon Jovi's music. you
Yeah.
know.
Have you ever been to a Bon Jovi concert?
I can say no.
It's pretty fucking good. I don't go out of my way to listen to Bon Jovi music, but
It's a Radisson, so it's pretty good.
I found myself at a Bon Jovi show a couple times, and you know what?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You found yourself there. You're just all of a sudden, what am I doing? Hey, Bon Jovi's
Well,
playing.
it wasn't like I stayed out all night to get my tickets.
Oh, no, you didn't camp out?
No, somehow I acquired the tickets. I don't
Okay.
remember. I think 1 year it was because the radio station was sponsoring it.
Hey.
First time I saw Bon Jovi was in Rochester, New York. Yeah.
Was back in the
Fuck.
Slippery When Wet days?
Late 80s, whenever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever album that was.
You might
I
have
don't
missed
know.
Slippery When Wet.
It was Skid Row and Bon Jovi, where like the minor league baseball team plays up there in Rochester. And then I think I saw him at Giant Stadium once, or up in Boston. I don't remember. It's all blurry. But they're opening the stadium tonight.
Yes, Bon Jovi playing, I guess, a couple of shows there to kick it off. You know, it's Jersey guy.
It's Florentine.
You
That's
gotta-
how Florentine. Yeah, Florentine. Me and Anthony were talking about Florentine just before the show.
Yes,
how he
was
could
fantastic.
he could take a molestation like nobody else.
He-
It's amazing.
Him talking about that guy trying to touch him for wrestling pictures
Touch
yesterday.
him, kissed him on the cheek.
It was just fantastic.
Hand down his pants.
You know why? As he's
But he
telling
justified the
story-
whole thing because he was getting great wrestling pictures.
And the best thing about him is, as he's telling the story, he's just as excited now about those pictures as he was then. He's like, no, that were picked, or the seats. Yeah. Andre the Giant was walking by. I saw him.
Front row.
Front
Andre the
row.
Giant.
It's like you were being molested.
Yeah, what about your wee-wee being touched?
Yeah, he touched your pee-pee.
My favorite
I got
Jim.
35 pictures.
My favorite Jim moment was when she goes, Curtis. I go, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florentine told him.
There's only so many people that can think that quickly on their feet. Just like most people go, no, I'm sorry, you got the wrong person. He's just thinking, yeah.
Yeah. I guess you had to be listening yesterday.
Had to be laughing.
Hopefully you were listening yesterday because Florentine just fucking killed for us yesterday. Eddie in St.
I'm
Louis.
nominating that, by the way.
Yeah?
I'm nominating that for the #1
Oh, shit.
bit of the week to be played. Oh, are they even doing that because it's Memorial Day weekend? Is there special programming?
I don't know.
They're doing it on Friday.
They're doing it on Friday?
They're doing it on Friday.
Oh, okay.
And then what-
I am nominating that as bit of the week.
#1?
#1, Florentine telling the whole story about the fat guy that put his hand down Florentine's pants when he was 14. That is, see, I'm involved.
Wait, have we done any other good radio this week?
I don't give a shit.
I don't even remember.
I don't either. I'm
All
just
right, let's,
nominating that 'cause it was yesterday.
I would have to agree with you there, sir. Let's go to Eddie in St. Louis. Eddie.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
Andy.
I guess it's kind of nice for the
He just
fans
goes,
to enjoy the good weather, but the thing that you lose, and especially going to see football in St. Louis with these pussies playing a dome, football is, an outdoor sport, and it's not just about the guys versus each other, but man against the elements. I mean, I want to see that Super Bowl like a fucking frozen mud bomb went off, You're going to have such wonderful images from that. It's going to be a great game, I think. But it's way too far away to get excited over.
Oh, I know. It's 3 Super Bowls away, right? Well.
Do you know how this works, though?
No, I guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4 away.
Do you know how this works, though? We'll be fucking, God willing, we'll all be fucking sitting somewhere going, wow, remember when they announced that? And you'll be going, Anthony, it'll be Opie. Here's something going to make you feel old. Super Bowl coming up, Giant Stadium next week. They announced that 4 years ago. And I'll be like, holy shit, that sounded like yesterday.
You mean like...
Because that's shit that just happens. It will go by so quickly.
You mean like...
Death is just waiting for you.
You mean like this one? Michael Jackson married Lisa Marie Presley? Oh. Remember that? Seems like yesterday,
Tell
right?
me it's 20 years.
16 years ago.
Right, 16 fucking years ago.
Seems like yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
Eddie, Travis and a bunch of us were talking about how the football season, as you get later and later in the year, the games are sloppier, meaning the conditions. You got mud, you got rain, you got snow. Yeah. And then the Super Bowl hits, and it's in a beautiful climate. It doesn't feel connected to the season anymore. So in a way, I think this is going to be kind of cool.
People are tailgating with wife beaters on.
Yeah.
Shit, and you'll just like...
It's all colorful, like bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vivid colors.
Yep. No, you want gray.
And the week before, it's like some fucking blizzard in Green Bay or something you're watching.
It's going to be really good, but the biggest thing the NFL can do to probably help the schedule out is, I know they're talking about tacking extra games on there, but they need to get rid of that fucking preseason football. Nobody gives two shits about that.
Yeah, I agree. They're talking more and more about getting rid of that and just making it an 18-game season, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see the point, it's going to make. I mean, you're probably going to have these big issues with the players' unions, and everybody's going to want a lot more money. And, I mean, there is more, commercials to sell and stuff, but is it really going to make a big difference?
Commercials are going to be great for that one, too. There's going to be one for Flying Car.
That's right. 4 years from now, sure.
And there's going to be a little public service announcement for the city about their moving sidewalks.
Sure, that's right.
And jetpacks.
Well, let's talk about the big issue. Who's going to do the halftime show? I mean, I hope it's not Jay-Z. I mean, let's get something.
Jay-Z might not even be popular in 4 years.
Who knows in 4 years? It's probably somebody that isn't even
Eddie.
popular yet.
Really? It's some kind of...
It's not going to be Lady Gaga.
There's a zygote somewhere that's going to be the halftime show 4 years from now.
Some fucking little douche is playing guitar in a garage right now.
Right, that's going to be the halftime show.
He's going to be the halftime fucking show.
Either that or Tom Petty.
Yeah, one or the other.
Right.
Tom Petty.
Stupid Tom Petty. And I was a fan growing up, but what was that about?
Justin Bieber will be on his third Dewey.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Enough with Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Enough with fucking Bieber.
Jay Moore was mad at Justin Bieber's haircut on his Twitter last night.
I don't blame him.
He was saying, show your forehead, you little fuck. He was getting annoyed with the little Justin Bieber.
Well, that's the look, though, the sweeping bangs.
You got to have the swooping, bangs in front of your forehead.
Yeah.
That's what young guys do to hide baldness. Is they comb forward the emo look.
Do you think Justin Bieber is doing a comb over?
No, but
he's 14 or something.
14 years old.
Whatever he is.
He's got male pattern baldness.
No, young guys.
How great would that be?
Young guys with receding hairlines do that. I've caught so many guys doing that, like
emo
guys or whatever. You see them and you look at their hair a little bit, you're like, wow, he's covering up.
All right, I've been known to push it a little forward myself. Just a little bit.
You're not 17.
You're playing it forward.
I push it a little forward.
Play it forward. Say it's a play on words. It's a play on an effect.
Eddie, too early to talk about Super Bowl of 2014, I'm thinking. There's just excitement in this area because New York, New Jersey got it.
Yeah, and I was surprised they got it, but I'm glad they did.
I don't think anyone was surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seemed like it was pretty obvious they were just going to give it to New York, New Jersey, and try something different.
Well, the Jets and Giants both were able to combine their bid.
Yeah, and you got that brand new stadium, which will be a bit old. It won't be state-of-the-art anymore 4 years from now.
Oh, my God, it's going to be old because new stadiums are going to be in the clouds. They're going to be floating like Cloud City.
Are they?
Yes.
Nice.
And you take
kind of like in Avatar?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You haven't seen that yet.
No, not yet. I'm waiting.
Where the mountains and the waterfalls are kind of floating?
Yeah, floating. and you'll take your flying car up and you'll land and your flying car just turns into a suitcase. And you go and see the game.
Nice.
Because, dude, it's all the way in 2014.
All the way in 2014.
You know, we thought about 2014 years ago. That was going to be amazing, and I still think it's going to. And according to Back to the Future, there's a lot of things happening in 2015.
Like what?
So, well, everything, all the future stuff, inflatable shoes and jackets that self-dry, hoverboards.
Are you as angry as I am? Sorry. There's a Justin Bieber fucking video that went viral because he banged his head.
He bumped his head.
I hate his friends more
but
than
it was
I
on
hate
his
him.
manager's cock.
Why do you hate his friends? Those are his friends?
The guy sitting in front.
It's like a pubescent entourage.
Yeah.
So he banged his
terrible.
head. And
What is he doing? He's like,
That sounded like
his buddy is having a convulsion.
Did he really get hurt?
Could only hope that was the front of a train. That would have been even better. What Justin Bieber's little hairy head explode.
All right, Eddie. Anything else about sports? You like your sports.
That Lakers series looks like it's taken an interesting turn. Don't really know how much you guys are into that. There's really no hockey to talk about at this point.
No, it's gonna be Lakers, fucking Celtics. We all know that.
I know you guys don't give two shits about soccer, but the USA played their first tune-up match, I guess, before the World Cup.
Soccer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, they got their ass handed to them.
Name one USA soccer player. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Pele.
Do it. Do it.
Pele.
Landon Donovan.
Who?
He's the captain of the LA Galaxy.
Pele still playing? I'm going back a little.
I'll go.
I answered you.
Pele has, yeah, you're answering me like
I'll go with Beckham.
some fucking 70-year-old guy trying to kick a fucking
Well, the
ball.
problem with Beckham is that piece of shit almost destroyed Major League Soccer in the United States. Although, speaking of New York, there's a guy, his name's Thierry Henry. He was playing in Barcelona. He's coming to New York now. They're talking about getting another team.
You're still talking about soccer. Why are you talking soccer?
No one cares
Little
about
kids play soccer. Adults don't give a shit about it.
I'll agree with that.
No one cares. That's why it never takes off here. They try to introduce it every few years.
Yeah, I never understood soccer. I mean, and we've done this bit a million times, but any sport where they could go to commercial while the game's still playing and you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
What good is that?
I'm surprised
It's
rugby
not.
hasn't taken off in the U.S. That's
Yeah, rugby. That's another thing.
Rugby.
You know what? We got football.
Thank you, Anthony.
And not football. Football.
I'd rather see Australian rules football before I see rugby. That shit is fucking off the hook.
How about cricket?
Cricket? Cricket? Do you even understand the rules? Oh, we did that bit too.
I know.
We don't understand the
They
rules
put their
of cricket.
stupid white clothes on. And,
Didn't fucking Jim Jeffries try to explain cricket to us?
Cricket's
Yeah.
a great game. I mean, you know,
Why is it great?
they look like Jamaican waiters.
we wouldn't have baseball without cricket.
What?
No, come on.
You think Abner Doubleday couldn't figure it out?
He took cricket and made it easy for everyone to explain?
Yeah, he made it
everyone to
better.
understand?
It's not that hard. There's wickets and you score runs. But anyway, you know, we perfect.
What the hell is a wicket?
I'm not even going to get
The
into it.
wicket's stupid. The fucking way they play. We went through the rules once. I've forgotten them already. Thank God.
And can't you be at bat for like 10 straight days or something?
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
And then
Really?
stupid rugby with the.
Is that Australian
huddle
rules?
They do.
Oh, fuck. Go to Australian
So you know
rules
what?
football.
They are badass. I'll
They
give
don't
them
use
that.
pads, man. They're
Yeah.
hardcore.
They're out there just getting hit. How many people die or are paralyzed playing this game? It's got to be
Talking about
ridiculous.
Australian rules? Nobody. People barely get hurt. There's no concussions. If you look at that.
How they're hitting their heads together.
No,
Yeah.
seriously. I mean, if you look at that versus the NFL, these motherfuckers use that helmet as a weapon, and then they got the shoulders. They drop down. I mean, most of the time.
I just saw a hit.
Thank you,
that
Anthony.
I don't give
Explain.
a flying fuck. These guys hit each other at full speed, and that guy goes down. He got an elbow right to the face.
And guess what? If he had pads, I don't think he'd be on the ground fucking crying for his mom right now.
Wow. They launched that guy.
Yeah, Australian rules football. You should check it out sometime.
These are highlight clips, though.
Yeah, but
They actually threw him up in the air to catch that.
Just to get the
it's
ball.
like a cheerleading exhibition.
Why do that? It's going to come down.
and then you run and you could kick it. All of a sudden, you could just kick the ball into the fucking uprights or whatever the
hooligans
fuck
are
they're
fighting.
called.
Hooligans.
Yeah.
Rugby hooligans.
All right, Eddie.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Let's say hi to Trash Master. Trash Master.
Yeah, morning. Love you. Love the show.
Yeah.
The stadium's supposed to have a like one of those portable domes on it come 2014. Very similar to the one they just built on the new soccer stadium down in Harrison.
But no one's talking about a dome.
I haven't heard about this. What
Everyone
are you?
talking about the Super Bowl in 2014 are saying,
What are you, dome guy?
First Super Bowl in a while played in cold weather.
Nah, it's going to be domed.
I have not heard one word about this.
Not a one.
Everyone here is thinking you're a liar.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, who's your source?
Threat?
Who's your source?
I have a very good friend of mine who works for Landmark, also in talks with the new owners of the Xanadu project that just is getting...
You do realize your name is Trash Master.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you have friends in high places?
If you were Dome Master, we would be like, all right, now I understand.
No. Trash Master because I'm in the...
care, like I care.
Sanitation.
Like I care. Like I care. Like I care. Like I care.
You don't like this guy's dome theory?
Well, I guess we'll see.
All right, we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, the guys, and I hear it's coming from Ted's Dome Emporium.
Yeah.
It'll be ready by 2015, but it's made out of rolling papers.
It doesn't snow in February, by the way, so I don't think we'll have snow for that fucking thing. Let's say hi to James in Jersey. James.
Hey, morning, fellas.
Hey.
The game in New York is a horrible idea. Nobody, I mean, it's going to be cool to talk about, hey, remember the 2014 Mud Ice Bowl in like 50 years from now. But when you're sitting at home watching that, you're going to say, this fucking sucks. Just like the last couple of years, you got the Arizona-Pittsburgh game, the game last year. I mean, that's exciting, and that's not going to happen if it's 4 degrees outside.
Oh, my God. Yeah. What are you? It's way more exciting to see these guys play in horrible weather.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't mind it once in a while, but I just think the average temperature, 25 degrees out that time of year up there, I think it's going to take away from it.
Pussy.
Yeah, you're ruining our fun, man. I mean, nothing better than the maintenance guy getting on the tiny little tractor to try to,
to make a little swath that they can kick. Right. I love when they have to make the swath.
While the team's down at this end of the field, they're trying to get this side of the field ready.
Just a wreck.
I fucking love all that.
And all the people complain, there's people complaining about it or like it. Most of us aren't going. The average, I don't care if you live 10 miles from the stadium. It's a corporate event, obviously.
You'd go.
I love how this guy's saying most people don't go to the Super Bowl.
So you're saying the Super Bowl, the seats would be empty,
full
of snow, and they'd be playing in front of nobody.
Well,
it's
no,
the Super Bowl.
It is a corporate event. If somebody was going to hand me tickets, I'm not going to.
Dude.
I would probably go, but I'm just saying, if you're a client of somebody, do you think you're going to take your kid out in 5-degree weather when a
yes.
You know what? That's why I love this. All those corporate douches have to sit in a very fucking cold seat and watch the Super Bowl. How great is that?
Dude, regular season games are sold out in the winter. A Super Bowl is going to be sold out in the cold.
Oh, of course it's going to be sold out. Of course. So I just think it's going to take away from the game.
No need for that kind of language.
Language. All right.
My young son in the car.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. There's the big news that pretty much went nowhere on our show today. No one cares.
Well,
it was a big announcement yesterday, you know.
It was the lead story.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really pumping that one.
Yeah.
And I Twittered something last night about, the threat of terrorism, and everybody called me a negative Nelly. And I'm just thinking that it's, and they say, there's been Super Bowls before, Anthony, and there hasn't been terrorism. It's like, but you don't understand, this area is a fucking terrorist magnet. They look for big events and big things in New York and Jersey, whatever the fuck. Because New York Giants, it's a New York event. Shut up, Jersey. That to me would be like something they could go, all right, we know when it is. Mm-hmm. We got some years to plan something. Mm-hmm. So let's get cracking there, Al-Qaeda.
But how are they going to do it? I think it's very hard
if we could figure it out, then we'd figure it out. But
it's very hard to bomb a sporting event.
If you go in there with a, nicely dressed with a fucking explosive belt on, with a few people strategically planted around the stadium, the horror you would wreak havoc.
But security for the Super Bowl is pretty tight.
Well, a fucking metal detector ain't going to catch.
I think they pat you down and all sorts of shit. I think you have to be at the stadium like 8 hours early or something.
What? They're going to pat down 85,000 people?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think so. I've been through some of the pat downs.
Yeah.
And, when you go to the games, and if you're walking in with nothing, they don't even pat you down.
Right.
If you got a heavy coat on and a bag, they'll do shit to you.
Oh, you know what? With a cold climate Super Bowl, makes it a little harder because people will have their coats on.
You'll have your big coat.
I mean, if you're in Miami or San Diego, you're in short sleeves. What are you hiding?
Short sleeves, shorts.
You know what? I'm with you now. I think you make a good point.
Now you got a fucking exploding North Face jacket. It's just a little look. People are talking to me like this shit doesn't happen. I'm saying it's this area is a magnet.
Are you a little worried
terrorists
about a terrorist attack?
I'm not going to the game, so I don't care.
Wasn't there some kind of Super Bowl movie that
Black Sunday?
Black Sunday.
Oh, the blimp and the bomb and the.
So maybe there's maybe it's a blimp scenario.
A blimp bomb?
Yeah, blimp bomb. Who saw that coming?
No, Bruce Dern. Yeah, I don't know. Jersey's got to be feeling like the just retarded little brother in this whole thing, though. Because New York, I mean, Bloomberg got out there and was like, and we are making, what Super Bowl is it? Super Bowl what?
XXLZYXII.
48?
Something like that.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Just waiting for an answer. 49? Yeah, Super Bowl 49. He was like, and we are turning 49th Street into Super Bowl Way. And they pull the thing off, and it says Super Bowl Way.
Oh.
With 20,000 other signs that say other things. Some of these street signs.
Is there anything more annoying? When you're trying to figure out where you are, and instead of going with the number system, it says Vince Lombardi fucking roadway or something. I'm like, what does that mean? Where am I?
And it's not even special anymore. Like when they did like Frank Sinatra Way or something, it was big because it was one sign on a street. WC Handy. What the fuck was that?
Here, wait. This is a shot I took a few weeks ago.
West 52nd Street. It's at oh my God, there's 20 signs there too.
Yeah, it's 52nd and 6th, but the other street signs read WC Handy's Place and WCBS FM Way, which is also Cousin Brucey Way.
Cousin Brucey Way, and also Avenue of the Americas, which is 6th Avenue. That fucking light pole is covered with sign. It looks like that thing in front of the swamp at MASH.
And nobody says, let's go to, I'm going to be on Cousin Brucey Way. I'll see you there soon.
Maybe on Cousin Brucey Way.
Yeah, that was my my little caption for the picture.
Yeah.
Was it?
How do you mail a letter? How do you do that? Do you use
where
the
do you
WC
go?
Handy?
Do you think your letter would get there?
Do you just write Cousin Brucey Way?
It's like, I'm going to Cousin Brucey Way. Can I please, taxi. Take me to Cousin Brucey Way. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry.
People with AIDS Plaza.
That is not real.
That is real.
Oh, boy.
People with AIDS Plaza?
Where is that?
I go there.
I can avoid it.
I can't
right?
remember. I think it's downtown.
It's downtown near City Hall.
Wait, this isn't fake?
No, it's totally real.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm going to be down at People with AIDS Plaza. Bring your razor blades.
Who the fuck would join you?
I'm going down there.
Place.
Huh?
It's
a lonely place. People just walking their dogs in robes, sipping broth slowly and vomiting.
Everyone asking for Magic's autograph.
I would have bet a lot of money that was a goof. Sorry, that's real. People with AIDS Plaza.
Yeah, I'll be at People with AIDS Plaza right there on Sarcoma Boulevard. So just look me up.
Do we really need fucking to be reminded with street signs?
I know, what the fuck.
Hey, look, I live on they found a lump drive.
Yeah. quote unquote pneumonia avenue.
Turn left on Mesothelioma Avenue.
Yeah.
Or like that in 2 days in a row. Jesus.
Yes.
Well, it
Crazy.
works, though. It certainly works. Where were we?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Mayor Bloomberg.
125th Street is now known as Sickle Cell Plaza.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve from Bayshore. Who else would have come up with that one?
You have to go up instead of the West Side Highway. It's now the drunk driving victim highway.
Yes, of course.
Sickle Cell
Plaza.
That's funny.
So the mayor was out there on Super Bowl Way or whatever the fuck, and announcing the Super Bowl thing yesterday.
It. And meanwhile, like I said, Jersey's got to just feel like shit. They this is like a New York event. New York is celebrating.
Well, now they're arguing. New York and New Jersey are arguing.
But they've been arguing for years.
Because New Jersey has a good claim
New
that
York
it's in New Jersey.
Always wins this argument.
But New Jersey should say, no, you can't call them the Giants and play here then. New Jersey should fucking shut their faces and for years go, no, you're not playing here and calling yourselves the New York Giants. You're not doing it.
Nah.
They don't think much of Jersey if they can't get the name changed to the New Jersey Giants.
But they should say no
Jersey.
before.
Right. Right.
They were just looking for, they're looking
It
for
should be
revenue.
the New Jersey Giants and the New York Jets, right?
Yeah.
Look at Jersey,
That's how I see
basically the sixth borough. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Man. They just got the shitty end of the stick, Jersey. They really do.
I mean, all right, what is it, 5-6 miles from New York? I understand that. But
It's just bad that you have to be so close to the pinnacle.
It's a hard
The
5 or 6
fucking
miles, though, Jimmy.
Giant Mecca, the center of the free world's universe, New York City, and then you're the kid next door.
Yeah.
You're the kid next door that comes over to play because we got all the good toys.
That's true. But Jimmy goes, it's only 6 miles. I mean, you got a tunnel to deal with where one fucking guy breaks down, the whole city stops for 8 hours.
We got Coca-Cola, you got RC in your fridge.
Oh.
That's how Jersey is. You got no frills cookies, we got Entenmann's.
Entenmann's cookies?
I like Entenmann's.
Chocolate chip ones? All right, those are all right.
They are good.
a guy who doesn't know how to give examples. You got Bill's Tires and we got Firestones.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no one's ever heard of Bill's Tires. Everyone's had no-fill cookies.
You've been to Jersey and gone to Bill's Tires? It's fantastic.
Hey, have you guys figured out Lost yet?
No idea. Yeah.
You have?
Looks like my theory was wrong.
Looks like Jimmy Norton is a dolt.
No, I still.
Why?
It's still, it annoys me that people fell out of the tail of a plane and lived.
Yeah,
It still annoys me.
yeah, but they were meant to. So
Yeah, I know, I understand.
that's like some kind of divine intervention.
Still
Who the
stupid.
fuck knows?
It's still stupid.
But that end scene, ABC had to actually put out a statement because everybody was speculating, as were we on this very program, that the end scene, that very somber kind of only hearing the wind and the waves as they're showing the wreckage of the plane on the beach after Jack closes his eye and dies. That just seemed that ABC threw that in there. The writers, producers didn't put that in there. ABC put that in there as what they called a buffer between Jack dying and the news, so that people could decompress and kind of let it soak in for a few minutes. It's almost like you ever remember those episodes of All in the Family or Good Times when something bad would happen and it would end like, oh. And then there wasn't the they would just roll the credits.
Yeah.
And it would be silent.
Yeah,
it would be silent and the credits would just be rolling. You'd be like, The images shown during the end of the credits, end credits of Lost, which included shots of Oceanic 815 on a deserted beach, were not part of the episode, but were a visual aid to allow the viewers to decompress before heading into the news.
But it was part of Lost. I'm confused. What do you mean it wasn't part of Lost?
It was just part
It was at the end of Lost.
It
So
might as
wasn't it
well have
part
been
of
any.
Lost?
It could have been a black screen of just credits.
Right. Well, who made that?
ABC made that decision.
ABC as the entity.
The entity.
Not the people that put Lost together.
No, not
because
the...
Lost is on ABC, so I would say it's all the same.
They tacked it on there.
So ABC chose to.
And
Not the
I
Lost
guess
people.
the producers of Lost
Said,
and
"What
the
the
people of
fuck?"
Lost were like, look, we made this show to end the way we wanted it to end, with Jack closing his eye and dying, and now people are speculating on the end that we didn't put on there.
Okay.
So they made an announcement saying, no, that wasn't part of the program. That was just a thing that was
Still
thrown in there.
confusing to the average person, though.
Well,
if you're watching Lost and then there's some kind of Lost.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of
thing.
things now so far and had time to ponder it, and I think I completely understand what the fuck was going on. You listen to Jack's father, Christian, and you got the whole thing pretty much right there wrapped up. Take it literally what he's saying. Take everything Christian's saying very literally, and that's the end of the fucking show. And it makes complete sense.
It's annoying.
Is it annoying?
I still love the show, but that's the fucking tail of the plane fell from 30,000 feet.
Yeah, but it was all meant to happen,
I know.
kind of a thing. So
I can
you know,
live with it, but it's just
they
like,
could have, you know.
Come on, guys. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What do you do? What do you do?
But it is a TV show. You can do that type of thing. Wasn't there a lot of weird things that don't make sense?
You can, and I did like the last episode a lot. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But it was like there were certain things I felt like they were just trying. Not that they had always intended to end that way, but like, okay, we have to end this. All right, that sounds plausible. Like the numbers being the numbers next to the name on the inside of a cave, I thought was a horrendous explanation.
Yeah, you didn't like that one?
Terrible. But, you know, other stuff I thought was very good. How the ship got there, I like that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah, I like
explaining I
that
thought was
shit.
great. The numbers I thought was terrible.
I have no real giant problems with the show. I thought the entire run was very entertaining.
Yes.
And apparently a lot of other people did too because a lot of people watched it.
There you go. Yeah, it did very well in the ratings. Danny,
A phenomenon.
What's this Lost thing? Unexplained storylines from Lost?
This was kind of going on around yesterday a lot. It's basically someone took all of the unexplained questions and just kind of put them strung up next to each other one by one, and the thing goes on for quite some time. So there's a lot of angles that weren't quite covered in
Really?
the finale.
Okay.
Why do they do that? Sopranos did that, obviously. We always go back to the Sopranos with all the storylines that just...
Because Sopranos will be known, will go down in history as one of the worst endings, I think. Even though if you think about it, it inspired a lot of conversation and stuff. But that's going to be one of those things where it's like any season or series finale, you're going to go, well, when the Sopranos did this.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like
I understand
the
why
St. Pat's thing. It's always going to be mentioned.
Yeah, I guess.
Lost will have loose ends because there's a million storylines tied. I can almost understand Lost not tying everything.
Well, that's frustrating.
But the Sopranos,
as a fan, isn't
but a
it?
bunch of mafia guys. How do you not tie that up?
Right.
Yeah, there was a lot of mysterious things on Lost, so if things don't get solved, well, fuck yourself. It's mysterious.
What are
Figure
some
it
of the
out.
ones, Travis, that can get tied up? Do you know?
Well, here we go.
I really liked Lost. I guess I just still have a few questions about it. Like, why did the monster kill the pilot? What did Locke see when he first saw the smoke? What's with the polar bear in Walt's comic? Where is Christian Shepherd's body if it's not in the casket? Why did the psychic say that Claire had to fly on Oceanic Flight 815, and why did he insist that her son had to be raised by Claire? Why did the others want Walt so badly? Who sent Kate the letter telling her about her mother being treated for cancer in the hospital? How does Walt know about the hatch, and why does he warn Locke not to open it? Why does the smoke monster make mechanical sounds? How is Walt able to apparate before Shannon? How did Walt communicate with Michael using the Swan computer? What is the deal with Kate and that horse? Why are supplies still being dropped on the island after the purge, and by who? What triggered the lockdown, and why on earth would anyone design it so during the lockdown black lights go on? What happens to the original Henry Gale? What happens to the original timeline, Libby, between the mental hospital and getting on the tail section of Flight 815? Who built the four-toed statue? Why does only one specific bearing get you off the island? What are the hieroglyphics on the Swan countdown timer about? Why did Tom feel the need to wear a fake beard? Who was Libby's previous husband who gave her a boat to give to Desmond? Who are the skeletons in the polar bear cave? Where did the toy truck come from? How did Locke and Echo escape the hatch implosion? Why couldn't Locke talk after the hatch exploded? Why did the monster kill Mr. Echo, and why didn't he just do it the first time they met? What did Mr. Echo mean when he said, "You're next," after he died? How disgusting was it when Hurley was eating from that tub of ranch dressing? Why did Yemi's body disappear? Why does Danny say Jack wasn't on Jacob's list when, in fact, his name was clearly written in the cave? Why can't women on the island have babies, and what does this have to do with anything? What was that Russian letter in Mikhail's typewriter? Why is the supply drop menu hidden behind a game of computer chess? I mean, computer chess? Remember when Ben gave Juliet that weird mark as a punishment? What was that about? And what's the deal with Jack's tattoos? Actually, you know what? I don't care about that one. Desmond knew a monk? How did that monk know Eloise? Why did Ben see his dead mother? Who decided it was time to kill the others in a purge? What happened to Ben's childhood friend Annie? Why did Desmond have a false vision of Claire and Aaron leaving the island on a helicopter? How does Mikhail keep coming back to life? Why does Walt tell Locke that he still has work to do? Whose eye appeared in the cabin window? We know it wasn't the smoke monster because it was Christian Shepherd. Now we know the Christian Shepherd was the smoke monster the whole time. Where did Miles get that picture of Ben? Who is the RG on Naomi's bracelet? Why was there a 31-minute, 20-second difference between the timers? Who is the economist, and why did Ben want him dead? Why was Ben so surprised that they could kill Alex. I mean, what are the rules? If the smoke monster can't leave the island and was zombie Jack's dad, how does Jack's dad appear at a hospital in L.A. and on a freighter? How did the monster get into Jacob's cabin? And why ask Locke not to tell anyone that he saw Claire in the cabin? Why did Ghost Horace direct Locke to the cabin and tell him Jacob was waiting there when it was really the smoke monster? Why do the Oceanic Six name Charlie, Boone, and Libby as the other 3 survivors? I mean, what's the logic in that? Why does Miles decide to stay on the island? What is the deal with the frozen wheel? I mean, it combines light and water? That's not really an answer. Why does Ben insist that the Oceanic Six, as well as Locke, have to return to the island? Why don't the rules of time travel apply to Desmond? Who are the men who tried to capture Saeed and Hurley but got thrown into a dishwasher full of knives in one of the sweetest lost fight scenes of all time? Ben asked his butcher friend who was watching Locke's body if Gabriel and Jeffrey hadn't checked in yet. Who are any of these people? What was Ben hiding when he took something out of the vent and put it in his bag? When the gang was like unstuck in time, who was that shooting at them from the outrigger? Who sent Son a gun and pictures of Jack and Ben? Who attacked Saeed at the hospital and why did he have Kate's address? Why was the smoke monster at the temple? When did the temple become like an anti-smoke monster fortress? How did the producers of the hit TV show Exposé deal with the death of their 2 lead actors? How did Eloise come to run the land? How does a pendulum predict the island's movements? I mean, who figured that out? Why do those returning to the island need to recreate the circumstances of their first arrival? How did Jack, Hurley, and Kate get from that Ajira flight to the 70s, and why didn't Son? How did Richard bypass the sonar fence? How did Ethan go from the Dharma Initiative to a member of the others? What's with all the hieroglyphics underneath the temple? Why did Widmore tell Ben to kill Rousseau and her baby, and why did he then let Ben keep the baby anyway? Why did Daniel leave the island in the 70s, and why does he tell Jack he doesn't belong there? Why does Richard think he saw everyone in the 1977 Dharma picture die? Who broke the circle of ash around Jacob's cabin? Why can Jacob leave the island, but the smoke monster can't? Jacob uses his last breath to say, they're coming. But who are they? What's the deal with the pool that brings people back to life? And why did it bring Saeed back with an English accent? What is the infection? How did Claire get infected? How did Saeed get infected? And why did he need to voluntarily take a poison pill, especially when he could become uninfected with a simple argument for love? Why was the smoke monster / Locke / whoever it is confused that Sawyer could see young Jacob? What's the magic lighthouse about? How is Dogan simply being alive, keeping the smoke monster out of the lighthouse? What happened to the flight attendant Cindy and the kids? Why didn't Son tell Jin to go just so their daughter wouldn't be an orphan? Where did Jacob and the smoke monster's mother come from? Where did Jacob and the smoke monster's other mother come from? Who finished the magic wheel that combines, quote, light and water? And when did it become frozen? What is the nature of the light? And magic wine? I mean, seriously, magic wine? Why does that Tina Fey lady want the electromagnetic map of the island? How did Widmore's electromagnetic thingy send Desmond to the afterlife and back? Wasn't Saeed's soulmate Nadia? Why weren't Michael, Walt, Lapidus, Echo, or any of the other characters at the church?
Jesus.
That is true.
That's a lot of whys.
Saeed Nadia. Wow. That was supposed to be the one.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was a lot of shit that was not tied up, I guess.
I didn't like the fact that if that alternate reality was a place that they created, it's like why does Claire have the baby there? It's like she's standing there with an infant in the church.
Well, they were all the way they remember.
No, I understand that, but it was like, Jesus, come on, it's cheese dick stuff.
So you want them to be all old?
No, but that to me said that they should have all died together. That's the way they were when they died. So stupid.
No, it's got to be the way they were when they were all together.
But they don't tell us when they separated.
Well, yeah, they do.
When did Claire leave? How do you know how long Claire hung out with fucking Lapidus for?
They lived their lives. We didn't have to look in on anything that happened after that because we knew they just lived their lives and eventually died. And
them being dead is so much better and more palatable than that asshole took off. He backed up like it's a fucking Chevy Nova in fucking trees and flew off the island. That's terrible.
Well, someone made an airstrip.
I know, but it was fucking collapsing.
I know. Well, the island was coming apart. I agree, Jimmy. I'm just...
There's a lot of whys in there, though.
Some of them are not real whys. Some of them are dumb, but there are some legitimate questions. Some of them are just dumb whys.
I like, though, that Saeed did wake up with an English accent. He kind of gave up on that whole Iraqi accent thing and just went with his normal accent that he has in real life. He's like, fuck it, show's almost over. I'm not going to bother putting this accent on anymore.
It's too much work. All right, why don't we take our first break?
Yeah.
And we'll get into some other things. Stay there.
The Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus. Sirius XM.
You're checking out Opie and Anthony. I mentioned a little something during the break, and Jimmy's outraged. I'm outraged. Anthony's outraged. The babysitters are fucking with our show a little more. It's unbelievable. I got word, actually, from Club Soda Kenny on the way home yesterday that E-Rock had to edit a couple bits or one bit that might be playing over the weekend.
How was your day off, Fatso?
Good morning to you, too.
That was very unnecessary. But he did ask you a question.
What are we doing? Some kind of look at all the interns or something?
Yeah, you guys had a discussion last week reminiscing about previous interns, so we figured we'd do sort of like a tribute to the troops style show, but I'm stumbling over this. Tribute to the troops style show, but tributing to the interns of the past, some of the dumbest ones.
Tributing?
I don't know what you're saying.
Wow. Yeah, it was a tribute to the
Anthony threw you
troop
off with the
title
fat
show.
I'm sorry, Eric.
And why'd you do that, Ant?
I don't know.
Just angry today?
It's what
Just
he
fun.
does.
It's what he does.
Yeah, so it's a big tribute to interns.
All the
from
interns
past.
over the years, like any W interns, eye patch guy?
From about 2004 to now.
Oh, right. That's another issue. I forgot about that issue, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Can't play the old stuff?
No.
Why?
Because the old company's holding us up for that.
CBS?
Yeah, they're holding us up.
Cunts.
They want so much money for that shit. It's like, really? Where were you supposed to get the money to pay for our old stuff?
Assholes.
This business
awful.
sucks.
They're all assholes.
Anyway, the bits we can play, it came to my attention on the way home yesterday that the Cream Pie Jones duty hat bit. There's problems with the bit now?
Yeah,
even though we've replayed the bit numerous times in the last few years?
It had to have 2 series of edits. One was that we mentioned Pal Talk way too much.
That's the show we were doing.
What's the problem with that?
They feel that now it's just an unpaid advertisement for Pal Talk.
That was the show we were doing.
But that was the show we did.
And what's the other edit?
The other edit is that at a couple points they felt Jim was...
a couple points?
2 different points that Jim was describing the shit too vividly, too graphic.
It's radio. You have to describe it graphically. I've described beheadings graphically.
Yes. What are they talking about? It's satellite radio. This is an XL channel. It's a bit that's been played many times. What are they doing?
Their whole thing is they're going to say, well, the obscenity of its shit could be construed as really defecation.
Who thinks this?
Who?
Name names.
Gary.
What does Gary know about what we do?
That's an incorrect thought.
What does he know about satellite radio? What's his experience dealing with a show like ours?
The company really freaks out when we have bits that involve defecation.
Opie raised a genius point in the break.
Well,
we were
'cause I'm a
talking
genius.
about this, and he said Slumdog Millionaire won the Oscar, and they have a visual depiction of a kid falling into an outhouse. What you're supposed to think he's covered in shit. And by the way, another one that did that was Schindler's List. So don't fucking tell me that our verbal description of something with a video that is not connected to it. You never see me shitting.
No.
Ever. Because maybe I didn't actually shit, you silly geese.
They're gonna.
Maybe a kid didn't really put shit on his head. Maybe it's a fucking fake description because we're comics.
He did, though.
Of course. you don't...
Yuck.
There's no... You need a visual tie-in for something to be fucking declared, this is what it is. Jesus Christ. Do not... I say we don't edit the... We don't hear the bit.
And did Gary take it upon himself and go running to the lawyers like a goody two-shoes? Like a good corporate guy?
I'm guessing
What is he
he did because
doing?
he's the one who approached me, I guess, because we played it last week.
How come nobody came to us and just said, this is what we got to do? Well, I wish you would have come to us, or Gary, or anybody would have said, look, this is what we got to do. What do you guys want to do?
And how did Jimmy describe the shit?
Trying to remember. At one point...
Mealy?
No, you're talking about how you shit so much that it went higher than the water level of the toilet.
Don't play the bit. Don't fucking play an edited bit on satellite.
So what's wrong with that?
It's funny.
It was just I got to check my notes, but it was the description after that as far as the texture and what it looked like.
Well, go get your notes.
And
We're
then,
discussing it now.
Yeah, why we hear about this on the air and not yesterday before the bit was edited? How would you edit a bit and not tell us?
And is the babysitter here so we could discuss this with him?
Not here yet.
Why would you be here if you're responsible for the channel?
There's another
Why
bit
would you
that
be?
I was we weren't thinking of playing
Another
it, but
bit? Why?
because we weren't thinking of playing it.
What's
but
the other bit?
Pat Duffy brushing his teeth with duty.
With
If you remember that,
duty.
with dog duty.
Yeah.
That apparently I don't even think can run because of their
What are you
body
talking about?
fluid
That
and
was on regular
defecation.
radio.
It's fucking
That was on regular radio,
It's
and
a
it happened already.
description.
There's copies of that out there in the universe.
Unbelievable.
Schindler's List won the Oscar. Slumdog Millionaire won the Oscar, and they had visual depictions of somebody in liquid shit.
Jim, how about this? The actual bit that occurred that we're talking about is up on YouTube, and it's fine.
Of course.
If you two, exactly. Here's the rule for anybody. I understand lawyers don't always know the rules. Their job is to just justify their jobs. If you see somebody shitting, it's shit. That's different. You never see anybody shitting.
I do not understand why people have time to walk around and think shit up like this, to edit a bit or...
My guess was because last week you actually played the YouTube video and you were discussing it. And then when the intern special came up, they were asking, is Cream Pie Jones going to be on this special? And I said, yes,
How
we
come
have
no one
to.
came to us and said they're going to edit this
what?
bit?
Then they needed a copy of the bit to...
They needed a copy of the material to review
The fucking guy's
it.
going to ruin our show. He doesn't know how we do radio. He doesn't understand this type of radio. And they throw these guys at us that have no experience. So now they're going out of their way thinking they're doing the right thing. They're not doing the right thing. This is satellite radio. You're allowed to play a bit where a guy brushes his teeth with a little dog shit. You're just allowed to do that.
Because there's no real proof. It could be something that is not really dog. That's the beauty of it. That's what theater of the mind is. That's what this is.
How is he helping our show?
I remember a while back.
Because Jimmy described it, I want to know what was edited out.
All right. I remember a while back, too, that there was a problem with the bit we had with No Filter Paul in the diaper.
Why are we not...
Because he was shitting in the diaper live in the studio.
Yeah.
Right.
So is this video of him shitting in the studio?
Wait,
I think we have video of
There's
it.
a problem with that bit, too?
A while ago, I think last year when I was
with
looking
who?
to play it with the company.
Why are you not telling us this until now? I don't understand. Why are you telling us this now? And
I think the No Filter Paul one I have said
But this
before.
one, how would you
I didn't
edit
say
the
it on
bit?
the air, but I've said it to you guys
How would you
before.
edit the bit without telling us first?
Wow, Brian from Chicago. Brian, go ahead.
Good morning, guys. I'd like to know if somebody can explain to me why FCC rules are being applied to satellite radio. Aren't they supposed to be from FCC rules?
It's not. I'll tell you what they're doing, and I don't think the company is crazy to at least consider.
I think they are. You're giving them way too much credit. There's no precedent for any of this shit. They're thinking about stuff that might possibly happen. That's the biggest problem going on here.
That, by the way, has never happened.
Exactly. So I do have a problem with their logic and their thinking.
Let me at least explain their logic. Is because we're on everywhere in the United States, and that means in every small town, every hamlet, and every village. They're concerned that certain little places have obscenity clauses that could just cause lawsuit problems for the company because you don't know. When you're in every single market of the country, you don't know the ins and outs of every single law. So they want to try to cut off a problem before it could happen. All right, that's a company thinking business. But when it comes to something like this, where it's theater of the mind and you're not seeing a guy actually do something, it becomes a very different thing. You can't prove obscenity because somebody's describing dog shit when nobody can see dog shit. And even if you see something, it could be a Snickers bar.
Yeah, no one
Look
knows.
at Caddyshack. Caddyshack had a fucking thing that was supposed to be duty floating in the water, and Bill Murray fucking ate it.
Yeah.
He ate it.
So what are we paying for if, it's going to be worse than FCC?
I don't know. At times, I feel like we did more crazy stuff on regular radio.
Yeah, we did.
We did, right, at this point?
Yes. Absolutely did.
And we got guys that just don't understand the Opie and Anthony show and how this type of radio works. They don't understand it. And they're just making it harder and harder for us to entertain our listeners.
This doesn't make any sense.
It's mind-blowing.
All right, sir.
I don't like the fact these bits were edited without us. I say we pull the bit. There's no way you should play an edited bit like that. Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, there you go. That means they're hurting our show because instead of playing that really, really good bit, we're going to play a bit that we had no intention of playing just to fill the time. That's why this is a problem, Gary.
There's not been an obscenity. No one's come after a radio show on regular radio or satellite especially for obscenity. Or it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It would be a Supreme Court freedom of speech case.
They don't care. They don't want the case brought.
No, I know, but it wouldn't be brought.
It would
just
never
wouldn't
be broad is the problem.
No one's bringing a duty case to the fucking Supreme Court over fucking satellite radio.
How is this?
The FCC would absolutely fine a station for doing that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Under indecency, not obscenity. Under indecency. You would not get an obscenity rap. They don't hand them out. They just don't. It's too much trouble.
Oh, let me...
I have a real problem. Eric, I love you, but I'm really annoyed that you edited these bits without coming to us first.
Yeah, we should have been informed.
Why does anything have to be edited? That's a very good question.
Yeah. I agree.
That's a great fucking
You're
question.
paying for it. It's just like as if it was HBO or anything else where they show things that if under their rules would be some type of indecency.
You want us
or
to walk out?
obscenity.
I'll walk out.
Obscenity.
Oh, no?
That really bothers me. And that Slumdog Millionaire example was a brilliant example. And it also goes to Schindler's List. And we can go to Caddyshack, where something is supposed to be shit, and he fucking eats it.
Yeah.
But it's not real shit. Do you think if Bill Murray bit into real shit, there would be a major problem with that film?
What about the splooge in what that Mary flick?
Another great example.
The moose splooge thing.
Yeah. Carmen
Where
Diaz
she ends up licking what? Ben Stiller's splooge?
Had a visual of what was supposed to be cum in her hair.
This is why I have no respect for the babysitters. And I walk past you as quickly as possible every day because you're nice guys, and I hear you run terrific music channels. But what do you know about this type of radio that allows you to fucking tell us what to do?
My issue.
Give us a guy that knows this shit.
My issue is this. Now that we explain it like this, maybe if they come to us, I wish we had done this before bits were edited, because if you come to us and we give you these examples, you may go, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And it's not one. Believe me, this is any fucking corporate guy thinks like this. It's enraging. I just don't like the fact those bits were edited before we were told.
It's Panicky Pete's now just overthinking every bit we've done, every bit we're gonna do. My silly midget diaper changing bit we can't do.
No,
we could do it, but we can't. What?
They can't leave themselves in the diaper.
As a goof, I said to Anthony yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I want to change the diaper of a midget, an adult midget, by the way.
Yeah.
And they would come in because I've been changing a lot of diapers lately.
Mm-hmm.
And we all laughed and like, what the fuck? It'll kill 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm game. But I found out we're allowed to do it as long as there's what?
As long as there's no releasing into the diaper.
Well, how do we know if what if I take their diaper off and there's stuff already in it? Is that a problem too?
And what about the homeless Charlie bit that we asked for fucking 8 years ago?
What do you know on this one first?
The diaper bit you can do, but there can't be any excretory functions. Not that not the function. You can't have them perform the functions. You can't have the resulting.
How do you shit or piss? You can't have shit or piss.
You can't shit or piss.
So if I take the diaper off, there can't be anything in the diaper, right?
Right. No, you could have something in the diaper. It just can't be shit or piss.
The party of the first part cannot change.
Exhibit number 2.
And who told you this?
Gary.
So Gary thinks, and this is my point that I have to make a lot, and they're nice guys. I'm not going to trash them personally. But he thinks it's totally okay for me to do a bit where I change the diaper of an adult midget, but there's nothing in the diaper. How does that make sense and make good radio, Gary? Proving you have no experience with this shit. At that point, you go, you know what? We just can't do the bit. You don't even suggest you do the bit without shit or piss in a diaper.
I honestly don't think you'd want shit or piss in the diaper. Like
I would fucking put my face right in it and give a shit.
But it's funny if you change a midget's diaper either way. The funny part is the humiliation of this man laying on his back with his little dumb legs
reason to change a diaper if there's nothing wrong with the diaper.
I don't know. I think that's creepy enough to take the fucking diaper off a grown man with his sweaty midget balls. You know how nervous he'd be? His breath would be bad. His fucking bag and asshole would be sweating. I think that would be funny to watch.
Whatever.
But
it's a bigger issue is the point I'm making.
It was sent, the homeless Charlie bit, February 24th, was sent to the lawyers to clear. There's nothing wrong with that bit other than some homeless guy saying fucking what were not very nice things.
Yeah.
And we have not heard back. This is the frustrating stuff.
The fact is the bit already aired numerous times because of replays.
And it's just
it already aired. Bits that already aired should be hands the fuck off. Because they're already out there. There's copies of Homeless Charlie all over the goddamn
Why are the
place.
rantings of a lunatic off limits?
They're not.
Why is it even questioned?
It shouldn't be.
No.
Any lawyer, I almost said worth his salt and then realized I'd have to fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
But any lawyer should look at that and go, it's not an issue. It's some crazy guy expressing his opinion. If he was on the news and wasn't using profanity, they would show that.
Exactly.
Videos air of these guys declaring jihad on the U.S., and we can't have some homeless guy referring to Laura Bush as that Bush bitch?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. What are you doing?
Well,
and that's the lawyers. Come on.
Let's go to Steve in Alabama.
Yes.
Steve.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, in Shawshank Redemption, he crawls through a pile of shit, too. A whole tunnel of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And these are visual depictions of what is supposed to be shit.
Yeah, it's radio. You don't know if it's real or not.
And Danny's bringing up a picture of the shit monster from Dogma. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on, you got to think that way. That's how ludicrous the defecation. To have a guy really shitting and pissing in studio, fine. They don't want that. I understand that. Because that's a real thing a guy is doing in the studio. But to a past description?
Yeah.
A past description?
Let's go to Tim in Iowa. Tim.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, the shit thing, yeah, that's gross enough. But what about like a movie like Van Wilder, where they imply that they jack the dog off into an eclair and show people eating it?
Exactly.
Right. Or
there's bestiality. There's all sorts of shit going
About the
wrong with
toilet
that
scene
one.
in Train Spotting.
I was thinking more when I forget the character's name, but when he shits in the bed.
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
just shits all over the sheets, and
Well,
he has it
how-
on his hands.
How about the fucking, what was the movie with the Michael Douglas movie? Where it's actually a really sexy scene. It might have been Requiem for a Dream or whatever, where she shits and they show the log falling into the bowl, and she says they don't show it coming out of her asshole. That's why it's not indecent, because if they cannot show her actually shitting, they show her sit on the toilet and then the camera's in the bowl and you see the log slide down. And she goes, oh, come on, I'll let you clean it if you want. Do you remember that scene? It was really dirty.
That is dirty.
But it was like, it might have been the Michael Douglas movie where his fucking daughter was doing drugs. It was one of those. It was,
Blow? Not Blow, the other one. Traffic, thank you.
It might have been 21 Grams or it might have been Requiem. It was one of those films.
South Park, sure. Mr. Hankey, yes.
Well, cartoons different.
Well,
they get away with anything.
But they are in basic cable is a very good example of what this is. It's everywhere
now,
and it's a pay service.
Now, if the babysitter Gary had any experience with this type of thing, he would have went to the lawyers with all these examples and said, "Well, what about this? This was an Oscar-winning film. This was a popular movie as well. This." But you didn't do that, did you?
I just wish they'd come to us first, because us giving him this example or anybody this example, they might have went, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." That makes sense. It's just this knee-jerk reaction that we don't need, and you shouldn't. You should always come to us first.
And you know what? It wrecks the quality of the show, because now we're going to replace that bit with something we had no intention of playing, because now we have to make up the time. That's why this is a problem, Gary.
Plays with another shit bit.
Yeah, an actual shitty bit. A bit no one gives a fuck about. So did you get the description that was cut out?
No, you guys are still talking. I didn't. I'll go get it, but
what is wrong with him? What?
The note. Did you read that?
I didn't feel like reading.
Jesus.
Of course I read it. Still got to make some kind of jokes on this fucking show. I don't remember what I read, though. And I ripped it up because I thought it was top secret stuff, so I ripped it into a lot of pieces.
Top secret.
They just should come
in
us.
Jodie Foster's hair in Silence of the Lamb. That's right.
Yeah, these are all visual descriptions, depictions, and you know what it's supposed to be. So don't. If we actually have real video of a guy shitting, and you see shit coming out, and you know what, that's different.
Yeah.
But Pat Duffy brushing his teeth with what we're describing as dog shit.
But
come on,
you're even giving him too much credit with that. There's no precedent that you can't do that stuff on satellite radio.
Yeah.
You're giving them too much even with that.
But I understand why they don't want to do that. That I understand. Like my common sense goes, that makes sense to me.
I don't
but
let
a
it
description
be.
doesn't.
I don't. I think it's more detrimental because it cuts down on the outrageous factor, the you could talk about anything kind of a thing that satellite radio is supposed to be about, and that is worse. I think if you put it on a little scale with the chance that somebody's going to raise a stink and nail them on an obscenity rap.
Ridiculous.
It just doesn't happen.
And going back to what my old friend Anthony taught me many years ago, you can't give them anything because then they're going to just keep taking and taking.
Give them on, they'll take a leg.
Right now, satellite radio has a big lead over regular radio. But you know what? As the months go by and the years go by, I see the lead is getting less and less. What are you doing? Don't make the same mistakes as regular radio. You got everyone turned on to satellite radio because regular radio fucking blew it along the way. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do? Do the same exact thing? You can't be that stupid.
Duty.
Oh yeah, well,
duty, poopy.
Shit.
Let's go to Rich in Michigan. Rich, these are all examples that if we had someone with experience could have taken to the lawyers and maybe this wouldn't have happened. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, American Pie. Sean William Scott. He was following a dog around and to get the ring for, and he ate dog shit right there. And there's another.
Didn't he fuck the cake or something too?
Yeah,
I never saw that. They're supposed to be
fuck the cake.
American Pie had a lot of shit crazy going on. Didn't someone drink urine in American Pie? I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Oh yeah, Cheech and Chong's next movie. He hands him a jar of piss and he drinks it.
Right.
So you're saying that Cheech and Chong
these are movies
has more leeway than Satellite?
Well,
and
also, there was an episode, I think it was like first or second season of The Office, where somebody takes shit on Michael Scott's floor. And I do believe they show it. It's for a very brief moment, but they do show poo on the floor of his office.
Yeah, see, we're just showing how completely ridiculous this is. Is E-Rock coming back, or was that part of the note thing? Okay.
No, he's got work to do.
Oh, he's got work to do? Okay. All right.
E-Rock's a busy man.
Busy man, okay.
I won't go that far.
All right.
Incompetent.
People have a lot of questions out there, so whatever. We'll try to move on, but it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. We're professionals.
That's very frustrating, though, just because you have a bit planned, you have a bunch of stuff you want to play, because we got new people listening on Stars. And then to find out that the bits are getting fucked with, it's like, well, it's annoying.
Mm-hmm. What about the 2 girls, 1 cup reaction bits? Well, that's okay for now, but, I'm sure Gary will run to lawyers and wreck that one, too.
Can't talk about Tub Girl either.
Right.
No matter how sexy it is.
Must run to the lawyers. Yuck. Yuckaroony.
How about this segment? It's got to be edited. Edit out me saying this has to be edited. We're stuck in a editing paradox now.
I'm glad that you almost tripped on that.
I know.
Maybe E-Rock will be edited when he comes in. We're going to do like a tribute, a soul tribute. What did he say?
I don't know. Travis apparently has it.
Oh, do you?
Stop saying apparently. Or he had it.
He had it. Give him a minute. I'll get it back.
All right, let me go to Shane.
I want to hear that.
Let me go to Shane in Louisiana as they find that. Shane.
Hey, man.
Hi.
Every one of these Jackass movies has people playing with shit, shitting on something, drinking horse cum, all kinds of stuff.
Exactly, drinking horse cum.
And that wasn't an underground film. That was a fucking movie that was in a million fucking theaters.
Yeah, what about
Everyone
that?
has the DVDs.
And on cable.
And that's real shit.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. And he ate the peyote at his shit or whatever it was. Yeah, you're right. And he drank horse cum.
Yeah.
And it was real.
Yes.
And shown in a film.
Yes.
Rated R.
Boys, punch it out.
Thank you. What do we got now? What do we got in?
Oh, this is
Eric's
E-Rock.
description.
When he first walked in, E-Rock got all flustered.
Well, you threw him off with the fat thing.
I
You really did say, how was your day off, fatso?
Hey, get a load of fatso over there.
Yeah, you guys had a discussion last week reminiscing about previous interns, so we figured we'd do sort of like a tribute to the troops style show, but I'm stumbling over it. Tribute to the Troop Style Show, but tributing to the interns of the past, some of the dumbest ones. Some of the
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, it was a tribute to the
Tributing, he said.
Hear his dry ass mouth.
Oh, he was a wreck. What happened?
Looked like two moist feet talking.
Ed in Boston. Ed?
Yeah, Austin Powers.
Eddie.
He drinks Fat Bastard's liquidy diarrhea.
Oh, right. Remember that? In the coffee pot.
Yeah, but that was an underground Japanese film, you know.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't. That's
literal
right.
Jim.
Oh, that's right. It was a fucking blockbuster.
Punching out, boys.
Jesus. All these examples.
And
so why is radio different?
They're showing you what is supposed to be. It's brown.
You know what? And Cream Pie didn't eat the shit. All he did was he had it in his hand,
picked it up,
and that was it.
That was it. He had something that we were describing as shit. Our job, sometimes on this show, we exaggerate. It's part of our jobs. It's a radio. Like, for instance, in the old days when they would do the clip, did the program director run in and go, my God, there's a horse on the console. My God, it's raining in the studio. You're going to ruin the equipment.
It's called Foley work.
Yes.
That's Foley work.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, the Foley engineer.
The Foley engineer.
Where they took sheet metal and shake it to make it sound like thunder.
Thunder. That's
like
Foley
lightning
work.
could hurt the equipment. Don't have a rainstorm in the studio.
So you described a shit, and they had a problem with that.
What?
That's mind-boggling. That's really mind-boggling.
These film examples they're fucking undebatable.
Right. Well, you need a guy fighting for the show, not fucking caving in and probably running to the lawyers with potential problems. I can't work with a guy like that. I just can't.
I just wish that we were told
I just
first,
can't.
because these examples would probably help make those decisions. People might go, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
If you had a guy like a Tim Sabian or something, he would bring all these examples to a lawyer and go, look, I know what you're thinking, but here's what I got for you. A shitload of examples why it would be okay to run this particular bit on the Opie and Anthony show. That's what we need. We need a guy like that.
A lawyer will always take the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
They just don't want to ever. They're not going to fight for anybody. What is this, a Grisham novel?
I'm not saying, but
you're fucking going to just sit there.
But you need a guy in your corner that maybe is good at fighting.
How about a guy?
You need a good fighter
that doesn't go to the lawyer and rat us out.
I think there was a ratting out too, which that's rough in my world. That's rough. That is rough, man. I don't like rats. That's rough. Lawyers wouldn't even have known about the fucking bit. Trust me. I know exactly what happened. We played a clip last week that got someone's attention, Gary's, and he ran to the lawyers with it to make sure it was okay. Lawyer said, well, no, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Hence, Gary going to E-Rock. E-Rock edits the bit without telling us. That's exactly how this went down. I have no doubt in my fucking mind. Thank you.
I wonder if he did talk to lawyers, or if he's just kind of doing a what's the word? Where you cut something up before.
That would be even worse.
Pre-cum? No, I didn't say delicious beverage. I said, what is the...
That would be even worse. So you're saying he never even went to the lawyers. He's
I don't know.
Assuming.
A preemptive strike.
Yeah, maybe that was a preemptive strike to try to keep us out of trouble.
They're both really bad.
I just wish that we were talked to. Whoever did it, honestly.
Mike Rowe on Dirty Jobs. Jesus.
God,
you know what?
Damn it, you're right. Mike Rowe.
Billy in Jersey. Mike Rowe on Dirty... You don't even need examples.
He's
that
in
statement
shit
alone.
all the time.
Mike Rowe on Dirty Jobs.
He bit the balls off an animal.
Thank you. You don't even have to come up with examples after saying Mike Rowe on Dirty Jobs.
They showed him biting the balls off, kind of like someone held up this radio show.
How about he puts his whole fucking fist in animals' assholes?
Yeah.
Just say that slower.
He's cleaning out shit and a lot of things, and he's describing the shit. You're seeing the shit.
The smell of it?
Yes. Yay.
Yeah, that's an...
Yeah, how about our pal Kevin Smith's movie, Zack and Miri Making Porno? There's a whole shit scene where the fucking shit sprays all over everybody. Remember?
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see a movie you were in?
I don't watch my own work, like Spencer Tracy.
There is a disgusting shit scene in Zack and Miri Make a Porno where the shit sprays everywhere. Everywhere!
I don't get it at all. I just don't fucking get it.
All right, you know what?
Some good examples.
I just want to fucking kill the guys down the hall today. I take pleasure in this. I can openly admit that. Although they're nice guys. Russell in Jacksonville. Russell.
Sounds like a bunch of leaves or something.
Because they rustle.
Russell.
No legs and a pile of leaves.
Yeah, it's Russell.
Yeah, we got it, Russell.
Step Brothers, the kids made Will Ferrell eat a turd.
Yeah. Step Brothers, which, by the way, is a movie that I think I kind of trashed at first. It gets funnier the more you see it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it does. And fucking Will Ferrell is eating a piece of poo in the movie. He eats a piece of poo. Maybe he really ate a piece of poo. How do we know? Maybe he decided, you know what, just to outrage everybody on set and really get a reaction, what the fuck, I'm going to eat a piece of poo. How do we know?
What about Andrew Zimmerman? He goes all across the world eating deer dicks and everything in China and nobody.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with the fucking duty bit?
After these examples, I would be embarrassed to not defend the duty bit.
I know.
After these examples, it's like, how could you think anything other than don't touch the bit, don't edit the bit?
If you didn't go to the lawyers, then wow, because, you know, if you had any experience at what they're doing in pop culture, you would realize that this is well within our means.
Yeah.
Or if you had to go to the lawyer, then you go with him with all this info.
Yeah.
But neither one of those things. Guy turns into a piece of shit in Weird Science. You know, a guy drinks his own pee on Survivor. You know, that little show Survivor. Remember that? That show wasn't popular, wasn't it?
No, never.
It's a big hit for CBS.
Never.
That's right. They were drinking urine. What's that, Danny?
I was just showing the guys in here. This is the scene from The Office season 2, where Todd Packer, who is Michael Scott's boss, I think, from another office, shits on his floor.
Yeah.
And this aired on NBC in prime time, and they clearly show, it's very brief, but they clearly show doo-doo
shit
on the carpet of his office.
Yeah, there's shit back there.
That's not fake. It's not like someone's, spilled some chunky soup. That is supposed to be fecal matter.
That's NBC.
On Michael Scott's carpeting.
But we can't describe it, even though people can't see it.
Right.
And
That's what drives me nuts.
Radio.
Right. The description got him. On satellite radio. You can even describe shit on regular radio as long as you don't say the word shit.
Right.
You could describe poo. You could say poo on regular radio and describe it all you want. As long as you don't fucking curse.
You might get an FCC violation.
Yeah, you know what? All right. When you're right, you're right.
But, yeah, look at that. That's shit right there in the office.
You sure? How do you know it's shit, Ant?
Well, it's got to be.
It's got to be.
Pull it. I was watching a little bit of The Office last night. Saw a repeat.
Which one?
Obviously. It was the one with Patrice in it. And Patrice is so goddamn good in that show.
He was
just
great.
as that nasty fucking warehouse worker who's just like and he pulls that Patrice shit. He's just like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Now get away from that. He's all mad.
He's so scary.
Yeah. What were they calling him? Fucking sea monster. They call him the sea monster. Patrice. Very funny.
Anthony, is it true Biff gets shit dumped all over him in Back to the Future?
Well, that's horse shit. That's different.
Oh, horse
You
shit.
could talk about
Okay,
horse
I'm
shit
sorry.
because they're vegetarians.
Oh, here's another example. Not to really just fucking
beat a dead log.
Yeah. Jason in Indiana. We want to get all the examples out there, or as many as possible. Jason.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey, on a episode of Man vs. Wild, Bear Grylls is in Africa somewhere, and he stumbles upon a big pile of elephant shit, and he squeezes it over his head and drinks up all the water that comes out of it.
Yeah, but we can't describe it because apparently we're going to be hauled into the Supreme Court.
Yes.
It's so silly.
On an obscenity charge.
Yes.
You stupid dopes down the hall.
Do you know what an obscenity charge entails? To prove obscenity? It's crazy.
Oh, go program a music channel and leave us alone. God. How are you doing us any favors? Thank you, Jason. I think that closes out our fucking proving how dumb they are down the hall.
Steve from Bayshore is saying, I might be remembering this wrong, but didn't Quincy once put a corpse turd in Sam's green tea? Yes.
Yes, he did.
I remember that episode.
But we have one more example. We have one more example.
It's green tea. Because he's Asian.
Yeah. I'm going to stir it with this. It's like one of those sugar stirrers you use in your iced tea.
It's all flat because it came out of my girl's ass.
She shits pancakes.
It looks like ribbon candy.
Oh.
Comes out like that delicious flat licorice.
It looks like a brown yarmulke, Sam.
You know what? Ken in Augusta. Ken, this one is just hot. Ken,
Hi,
go ahead.
Ken in Augusta.
Ken, go.
You're on the
What up, boys?
Yes,
Let's
Ken.
go.
Hey, how about Flavor Flav on VH1, that first episode where the black chick, they're all standing around and she walks up the stairs and all of a sudden there's a big lump of shit sitting on the stairs.
Ah,
Did you see that?
Yep,
Yes.
Basic Cable.
Yeah, Basic Cable, Flavor of Love. She's standing around, and yeah, all of a sudden, because she wasn't wearing underwear, a little duty fucking fell out and bounced on the floor in front of everybody. And they showed it.
You guys are so right. I love the show, guys. Jimmy,
All right.
happy birthday.
And
Thank you,
finally, this is something hopefully Danny can find, and then we absolutely will move on. Jimmy James, go ahead real fast.
Hey, boys. Hey, in Daddy Daycare, which is supposed to be a children's movie, through description, which I believe is what you were doing, they describe a little kid taking a shit on the walls, ceiling, and floor in the bathroom. That's all right. It's a children's movie.
Can we find that clip, maybe? I don't know.
And
we're
as far-
going to try to find that, and that is a kids movie, yes.
And as far as the Pal Talk mentions, you got to get over that because you know what? That's the show we were doing that day. If we someday replay Cherry Darts and say Steven Singer's no longer a part of the show, are they going to edit out the Steven Singer mentions?
I'm sure they would.
It doesn't make sense, though, man. You
Yeah,
can't
I know.
do that.
It's
You
just-
can't fuck with the show that we were doing at that time because you think it helps sell Pal Talk units.
It's what it was.
That's one of those, hey, man, you got to live with it. Tough shit.
Leave it as it was. Don't. Why do they have to fucking hack things apart? And it's like Stalin's back there trying
That
to fucking
really is
just
bothersome.
get rid of anything that he doesn't want. This never existed. No one shall mention the name Moses. So let it be written.
And a bunch of people making the same point. We described a whole bunch of examples where it was very visual.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. When Bear Grylls is squeezing out elephant shit over his head and drinking the piss because he's dehydrated, that you know exactly what it is.
Yep.
But radio, where you're not really sure what you're hearing is real or not, that's
Right.
a problem.
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's insanity.
It's just very bad policy.
What about that scene in The Road Warrior where the people are trying to escape that little complex and they drive away and the bad guys take that chick out and rape her? It has nothing to do with it. It's just hot.
It's just a hot scene.
I just wanted to bring it up.
Not as hot as the rape scene in Clockwork Orange, my friend.
That was a good one.
Yeah, how about that?
That was.
What about the time where the guy was in Raging Bull or something? It was either that or Ernest. Ernest goes to camp and the guy was yelling like, "Oh shit! Like there's some shits around there."
Yes, that's it.
Just trying to be like bright and contribute.
Chip ain't being bright.
He is.
I liked Colin's. Colin was tweeting about Chip.
Colin's obsessed with Chip.
He is really, legitimately obsessed with Chip. And God, if I could find his little Twitter from last night, because it really gave me a little chuckle. Colin's a very funny man. La-da-da-dee. Just gonna take a while to find. Oh yeah. He goes, Chip Chipperson is the kind of guy who would laugh mirthlessly, yeah, at a flea market if he saw an old Kiss My Brass T-shirt, then buy it for his mom.
Yeah.
Chip would love something like that. Kiss My Brass.
Funny. It's kind of funny.
It would be funny. Kiss My Brass.
Kiss My Brass.
Yeah, the things Chip would find funny would be not funny.
Chips.
Like old shit. I'm with stupid shirts.
Oh, he's terrible.
Loves those.
Female body inspector, FBI. I got that one.
Female body inspector.
I got a shirt and a sweatshirt like that. Give me a ladies.
Female body inspector. Did anyone ever wear that?
Oh, yeah. Ugh. I'm not as stinky as your drunk I am.
I like that.
Yeah, it's all wibbly.
Yeah, it's all wibbly. Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't know. What are you gonna do?
It's whatever. But that's why it's hard to work with those guys because we're on totally different pages. Hey, Danny, that's the Daddy Daycare. Oh, this guy's Twitter. He just tweeted it. Then we'll fucking move on to other entertaining shit.
I think I'm hungry today.
Yeah, what are you gonna get?
I don't know. Look at Kenny. He perked up. His ears perk up. He turned his head like a dog when he hears a whistle. Ooh. I don't know. I think I'll go with turkey on a bagel thingy.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah. Kenny heard that. That's good. That's tasty. All this shit talk's got me hungry.
I know. And I'm here with a firm erection. It's odd what this brings out of us. You want to eat, and I want to just grab a handful of shit and fuck it. Handful of moist doo-doo.
Goddamn.
You know how much a corporate audience would hate it?
Oh. What is this?
Okay, what you going to do with your bad self? You going to do it now. All right. You need anything, I'm right out here, okay?
Horrible quality, but
why does it sound so fucked up?
Hey, big guy, how's it going there? What does that mean? Oh, hell no.
Eddie Murphy going to the bathroom after his kid was in there. And he's looking around. We don't know what he's looking at yet. The big reveal is coming up. Or is it?
They're not going to show it.
No,
this guy called up with a fucking horrible example.
I figured. He just looked up at the ceiling.
What a horrible example you called in with.
Wow.
That's
that
our,
ends that bit.
That's our grand fucking callers.
That was the grand finale on the point.
We can unplug the phones.
Just fucking throw them out.
They never get it right.
They really
just don't. We put much too much faith in people to come up with shit. Well, they came up with shit. Yeah.
So is Gary coming in here to explain his point after we made our point very clear? I would really like to know what his point is.
The last update I had got from Steve was that he's on the bus and he hung up on Steve.
Why did he hang up on Steve?
I don't know.
Why would he hang up on Steve? This is a legitimate gripe that we're trying to get to the bottom of.
Where's the homosexual Steve?
Another thing is if you're gonna be working with us, you have to have a thick skin.
Guy's on the bus. He won't talk to me until he's off the bus, and then he hung up on me.
He's on a bus. The show's half over. When does he show up to kind of help us out? Well, I want to know what his explanation is for this whole thing.
Well, you'll never hear it on the air.
Why?
You think he'll come in here and actually get on the air and talk?
Why not?
Other people do that. You won't hear it on this channel.
What happened?
You just won't hear it. I don't think they do that. He's here. He'll talk off the air. Won't talk.
I don't talk off the air when we just did a whole hour on this. I don't talk off the air. We just did a whole hour on this. You come on the air and you explain why.
Come.
Yes, Steve.
Speaking of which, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
It's like Laverne and Shirley fucking
come. Hello, burp.
Totally fucking derailed me.
Yes.
No, he got here. I shouted down the hall. I said, Gary, you want to go in and talk to them about this on the air? No, I'll talk to them off the air. And that was it.
Yeah, I remember when people used to come on the air. Tom Chiusano used to come on the air.
Fuck Tom. You know what?
Remember that?
Love Tom Chiusano.
Yeah.
Sometimes I loved him, man. Sometimes he got in our way, but he at least knew this fucking type of radio.
Ken used to come on the air.
Ken came on all the time. Jeremy came on.
Jeremy came on the air.
Eric Logan came on all the fucking time.
Elo did come on.
Well, he was an attention whore, but
Elo had his own sound effects machine in his office and everything.
But these guys at least understood this type of radio.
Yeah.
And had experience with it before they worked with us.
They were willing to come on and duke it out on the air a little bit.
Yeah. We didn't agree with everything Logan had to say.
If it's a valid point, we'll sit here and listen
Sabian
to
used
it
to come on the air with us.
Okay. I understand
Sabian
that.
and his tight slacks.
Yes. His big bulge in his pants.
He lost a lot of weight, Tim.
Not in his cock.
No, what happens is he really looks like his head is just a life support system for that delicious bulge. For his fucking huge, or as I call it, the slacks monster. That's what I call Tim's cock.
The slacks monster?
The slacks monster.
Remember his slacks wedgie?
Dude, I can't stop thinking
He's
about it.
trying to give us a tour of Philly, and all we all were just looking at his crack.
His ass crack started at the fucking top of his spine.
He got so uncomfortable, so embarrassed. He was mortified.
Those
by
delicious lima bean cheeks.
By the time we got to the Betsy Ross house, he just wanted to fucking crawl in a hole and
That
die.
was the fucking worst tour ever. This is where Ben Franklin.
Stupid Ben Franklin.
Oh, was it Ben
house,
Franklin?
Yeah.
Where it's just sticks.
They show you where his room used to be.
Yeah, they have an outline of a house.
Yeah. Well, who made that decision to tear down the Ben Franklin house?
Yeah, good
Or
one.
was it a fire? Even if it was a fire, whatever was left, you should have just left there.
I used to look at Mark Chernoff's bulge at CBS too.
Oh, we'd wonder what it was.
Yeah, for a little guy, he had a big bulge.
Was it all balls?
I don't know.
I think he has two just big, huge coconut balls.
Probably does.
Yeah,
He'd
absolutely.
probably tie a rubber band around his dick and balls to make it bulge, to make it appear like plump, turgidly plump. When in fact it was all smoke and mirrors.
I think it looked like a spy versus spy bomb.
Yes. Oh. God damn.
All right, you want to break and move on to other thing?
I got to tinkle and eat.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll
Gary,
take a little break.
And Gary, don't bother coming down the hall.
I'd like an explanation.
Then you get it. I'm not listening.
Well, I'm not getting
I mean,
it
we
at
just
the end
did
of
an
the
hour
show.
on this. The least you could do is come on the radio and discuss it a little bit.
I got to work out later. I'm not doing it at the end of the show. I'm not.
I got to
sitting
go
in a
to
meeting.
therapy.
Do you?
I do.
Because of this show?
No.
Oh, get off, you fucking Arab jacker.
What's wrong with an Arab
Fucking
jacker?
Sitting around in a wife beater trying to look all sexy. Leave.
What does E-Rock want? Okay.
To shed about breakfast. Exactly. Fat jokes coming up.
E-Rock. E-Rock's good? All right. All right, we'll get into some other things after the break.
Wow. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Madam, would you show your bosoms real quick?
Yeah, tits.
Tits. On the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
Moving on to other things. Jimmy's discussing down the hall. God bless Jimmy. God bless Jimmy. Would you go down the hall and discuss?
No. Can't be bothered. I'd rather.
Why is it that we can't be bothered anymore? Let's get
I'd
into this for
rather-
a second.
Because
We've been through it so many
times.
that there's nothing they could say to us at this
I'd rather
point. We've
do
heard
this.
it all.
I'd rather take the argument we just had, or the discussion. I don't mean the argument. I mean our side of the story. Walk right up to, see that wall right there?
Yeah.
I'd walk up to that, get like 6 inches away from the wall, and just discuss it with the wall. I'd much rather do that. It would be at least equally as good. I'd get equally as much a reaction as I would.
We've been dealing with this for years. Nothing gets accomplished. I mean, I don't even, in a weird way, I don't even blame the guy that's in that position now. We've had so many guys in that position, and they say the same shit over the years.
Yeah, they're just...
Nothing's going to change.
Look at him.
It's just wasted energy. But Jimmy is just discussing it down the hall. God bless him. God bless him.
Jimmy's
and
full
he'll
of
come back in.
spunk.
He'll come back in here with some kind of understanding, I guess.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We kind of need Jimmy for this next segment because his pal was on Red Eye last night.
Oh, God.
Sam's in here. Sam checked out Rich Voss on Red Eye.
Yeah.
And you did give us a oof.
Well,
I think a oof came out of your mouth there.
I just felt like I watched Ant and Jim on Red Eye on Monday, and then I checked out Voss, and it seemed like, we'll just say Ant and Jim might have been a little more prepared for the topics that were being discussed.
Now, that's just it. See, Red Eye, I'll give you a little behind the scenes. Oh, Red Eye, they send you the topics that they're going to be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They email them to you, which is nice. And then you kind of get a chance to, sit with them for a little while.
Right.
You could write some notes out, things like that, and have the notes with you.
Mm-hmm.
Not like you're reading off a sheet when it comes up, but it's kind of a little memory jogger there. You come up with a subject. Now you look down, you glance and go, yeah, that's what I thought about that. And then you kind of go off on it a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Rich, not known to be a guy who writes. Or can write,
Yeah, but
I don't think.
How does he get away with that if they kind of want your thoughts ahead of time?
I don't know. That's just it.
How did he get away with that?
They're like, yeah, could you, because then they ask you, like...
you got to email some stuff back a little bit, right?
Have some thought starters and then email them back. And it's mostly so they could just have the host kind of set you up.
Sure.
Kind of a thing, like what question is he going to ask you about this subject so that you can then kind of blurt your idea out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what... it seems like Voss kind of wasn't ready for the questions.
Yeah, and I also think that he went in with the wrong strategy, whereas Voss's strength is getting those zingers out.
Yes.
Maybe he hadn't seen.
I like getting the zingers out of my neighborhood.
Okay, well, I don't think that we're using the same word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I started calling them zingers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I meant jokes.
All right.
Okay.
There's a couple things going on, by the way.
Are we going to get to interview Moby?
Well, he makes it so easy. See, if you're running the channel, you should at least be aware that if one of the guys are coming to you to discuss a pretty serious issue, that maybe you go, you know what? You're actually doing a show right now, so maybe we should discuss this after the show instead of taking Jimmy out of the show for 20 minutes.
Well, I think he knows, too.
Huh?
Jimmy, first of all, was very eager to get out there and talk about this while it's fresh on his mind.
Right.
Because that's how Jimmy rolls.
Right. But now we need Jimmy. Now this segment is off to a weird start. I'm not saying a bad start, a weird start, because it's Rich Voss. It's his friend that we're discussing. We kind of need Jimmy in his seat.
But then Management, they kind of know that we leave silhouettes of ourselves through doors to get out of here when the show ends. They don't even stick around after the show. There's no dedication. They don't care anymore. Shut your fucking mouth. This is why we leave.
I would imagine it's very frustrating to them that we barely listen to them and we're out of here as soon as possible.
Gotta be. Oh.
How do they deal with that, you think?
I swear, I bet
you they deal with it by yelling at our guys when we're not here.
I want to cut the elevator cable sometimes to get downstairs faster. I'd rather plummet in the elevator than have to talk to some of these people.
Why don't we just jump out the window with one of those parachute things?
Oh, we could do that. We could rappel down the side of the building.
We could do a little rappelling.
We could parachute.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy looks like he's
Hi,
got a solution.
Jimmy. No, what's funny? We were watching you talk to Gary down the hall, and it was kind of like when there's a bad call on the baseball field, and the manager comes out and they discuss it.
Yeah, Jim turned his hat backwards and got right in his face.
And then kicked dirt on his shoes.
Carpet, and then kicked carpet pile on him.
And then you were done discussing and turned and walked away and walked back to the dugout, it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice look. He's a nice guy. It was a nice talk.
He's a nice guy. We'll all agree with that.
And he explained himself, and it wasn't an unreasonable explanation. My point to him, I think, was a better point. But he didn't just have a dumb thing, and he goes, all right, we can have this. He's I think open to talking about it. He was not taking some hardline stance. This is that, and at all. It was nothing unreasonable. But I just disagree with his point, and I think that he saw my point. It's like, he wasn't being unreasonable at all. Once we talked about it,
What was his point? Because I'm not going to hear his point after the show today. I have to get home.
His point was, it wasn't some, do this or you're fired attitude. It was any type of a graphic.
He's not going to fire
No,
us.
but I'm saying, not us, E-Rock. It was a graphic description of shitting. He said that was the only thing that kind of concerned him. It was a graphic description of shitting, it coming out. It wasn't about the comedic value about it. So we talked about it, and I was explaining the comedic principle of, he goes, if it's funny, that's one thing, or if it's whatever, that's another thing. But if it's just to do it or to be this, that's where you can have a problem. Okay, fair enough. But I'm like, there really was a comedic payoff in that the worse you make it sound or the more anticipation you build up, the greater the payoff. So it was a kind of a protracted part of the setup. That was what the comedic point of it was.
Yeah, if it was beautiful, nice, tasty, creamy ice cream in the toilet, who would give a shit if he put his hand in there and lifted it up and went, like ice cream? It wouldn't be funny at all. So when you describe it as being putrid and horrid and really get into detail where people can go, oh, God, ugh,
it makes sense.
Then
that
it
way.
makes it that much better.
Wait, you're saying
the next step when he's picking it up.
You're saying you need to make shit sound worse than what it is?
Yes.
Well, again, for us,
Because if you just describe it the way it is, it's still delicious.
You really got to add
yes.
like, looks like peanuts.
Yeah, the lead up to that is you want to paint a picture because we know what this guy's about to do. We know what we're talking about. And again, you're showing something visually. It's so easy just to show a log and some guy. But when you're describing it, it's a different world.
Exactly.
Come on. But again, he wasn't not open to hearing that. He wasn't being like, oh, no. It really wasn't. So
Yeah, but where does that lead to? Him being open to hear about it.
Well, you got to
Nothing ever
have
changes.
We got to have these talks with these guys. If there's an issue with a particular bit, we got to do it.
No, we don't, because what we were discussing while you were discussing is the fact that nothing ever changes, and you might as well talk to the fucking wall half the fucking time. That's been our experience over the fucking years with these guys. It's like, you make a very interesting point. Interesting. That's what you hear a lot. Huh. All right, I'll take that into consideration. And then you forget about it, and then a few months go by and something else pops up, and you realize they deal with it the exact same way they did this thing.
I've never lost an argument with the wall.
Yeah.
I've punched walls.
You've drilled holes in them.
Drilled holes.
They don't punch back
Knelt
either.
on the other side of them.
They don't punch back either, Ed.
No, they don't, but they do
All
hurt
right.
you.
All right, well, Jimmy, Rich Voss was on Red Eye.
Yes, he was.
And Sam was noticing that he might not have been as prepared as you and Anthony were on Red Eye the other night.
Oh, did he think he was just going to wing it?
Yeah, and I think he also, as I was saying a minute ago, took the wrong strategy, whereas his strength is more joke-oriented.
Yeah.
A lot of times he decided that he wanted to show the political side.
No,
of Rich Voss.
Leave my neck itch.
Do your teeth itch? I like when you say that one.
Bothered.
I like when you say that. All right, well, Rich says he's tired of fat people.
Yes.
And he says something about addictions.
Yeah, he lost me in this diatribe. That's why he said something about addictions.
Did I miss any Voss yet?
No, we were waiting for it. That's why you're frustrated that Gary was taking you out of the show for a while.
No, that was me. He knew we were coming back.
All right, then I have to apologize for that.
Yeah, it was me.
So I'll apologize for 1 out of my 80 points that I made. Here's Rich Voss on Red Eye last night.
Rich, you're obviously working out. Have you found that your manly looks, has that been a distraction for you or a hindrance?
No, it's healthy. I'm sick of people saying, oh, it's okay to be fat. It's not okay. It's an addiction. You're fat. Do something about it. It's an addiction. And little kids, their kids are fat. That's child abuse. It's not, they say, hey, it's okay to do meth, all right? Put down the gun.
What about if they're just a little chubby?
Well, you're not getting in my bed then. That's all.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. Coming up.
That was funny.
Yeah, okay.
That line was good, except when he goes, and the kids have kids was really stupid.
Yeah.
And the kids, you have kids.
He was a little shaken. Kids, something about kids. You bought a kid, you had a kid. Aww.
I could just picture him. Like, he took it too far. Like, when he said it's an addiction or whatever, then he just kept going. He said, it's an addiction. And then he just got into a second part of the role, and he should have just shut up.
Yeah, that's what happens with Rich.
Not bad. Not bad, though,
That
right?
wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
sure it gets worse.
Does it get worse?
I mean, that's the first track, so it's up to interpretation.
Oh, Rich talks about this was exciting news that came out yesterday that the movie industry is bringing the movies to people's homes.
Yes.
I couldn't be happier with this.
Like this? And then they have a reel?
Well, they
No,
bring-
those two guys read the
No, they
script
bring the whole.
together.
Oh, I was right there with you. Bring the whole cast in your living room.
That'd be nice.
Not
You know
every-
how exhausting that would be.
Oh, God.
They have to keep stopping whenever you have to piss or shit.
Sets. They're dragging sets into your living room.
Yes, they
That
got to
would suck.
take you over to England half the time.
You know, I still enjoy going to the movies, but I also would love the option to go, you know what? It's going to be a fucking zoo at the movie theaters because this movie's
Literally.
so hot, I'd rather just watch it at home. Watch this particular film at home.
I despise the movies, and I would love to have them available at
You just
home.
don't like going at all anymore? Just the whole experience? You just
Have no fucking want or need
When
to
did that end for
step
you?
into a movie theater. When I got my own movie theater.
No, you hated it before that,
I hated
though.
it before, but it was still like, I kind of want to see that on a big screen. And now, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I don't give a fuck. And then, you get screener copies. The movie companies are
Well, we're part-
nice enough to
we're part of
send
the
you
Academy.
some of the screener copies.
Yeah. We're part of the Academy. we vote for the Oscars every year.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
I don't know how
exactly.
that happened, but it's a terrific perk we got.
And that's I couldn't be bothered. So if they do this, that'd be great.
They're going to do this, and how much are the movies going to cost?
$862,000 a piece.
Wow. What I was reading was that it would
Yes.
be they wouldn't be accessible for 30 days.
What?
And the movie would have to be out for 30 days, probably 4 weeks, before
God.
you'd be able to purchase it in
That's
home.
just out of range.
And it would be
Give
anywhere
me, give me
from
3 weeks. I could live with that.
Give me the same day.
Yeah, well, we got to start somewhere, though. But sorry, Danny.
I
go
would
ahead.
even say, after the first week. I mean, the first week, that's all the money. That's the big money.
The
weekend.
first couple
big
weeks
cake.
are pretty strong for the
It's-
theater.
I mean,
They're
typically-
trying not to mess with the theater
How about it
business too
depends
much.
on the movie?
Yeah, and
if the
typically-
movie's still raking in money at the theater, then you fucking postpone it for a little while.
Well, my cable system has movies that are in theaters now, and you just know those got to be the worst movies
Those
out
are the
there.
horrible ones.
Yeah, because they're bragging. Look, we have this movie that's in your theater, but you could watch it here.
A TBS world premiere. Wow, that really was bad.
Of Rocky 2.
Rocky 2.
How much money?
From what I read, it was anywhere between $20 and $30.
That's it. I thought it would be a lot higher because what we're going to do is we're going to pile a lot of people in our fucking house to keep the cost down.
That's what they charge you about in like a hotel room if you want to watch still in theaters.
But I think they get away with charging $100 because then you would
That's
go.
crazy.
But you would go, all right, I'm going to get my friends over, family over, and we're going to just all chip in for Avatar, let's say.
I think that kind of defeats the purpose. I think, the people that want to watch these movies at home, they want to watch them by themselves with no distractions.
I don't want
think?
That's exactly it.
That's the reason that
that's
the reason that you're watching it at
I
home.
see
You
it
don't
the
want
other way where you'd make it a fucking thing on a Friday night.
No, I want to watch the movie. I don't want my fucking uncle bothering me.
People would do both. I don't know why we act like you have two. some would do one way and some would do the other.
Civil war.
What I'm saying is, I don't think it would be like a Tyson fight, where you have the whole neighborhood over for a Tyson fight. I think if you want to watch,
Yeah, but your logic sucks there, too, because wouldn't you want to just watch the fight?
No. Well, yeah, but it's different with a sporting event or a fight.
I don't
You have
know, man.
people
There's
at
no
the house.
sporting events. I don't like going to Super Bowl parties because I want to fucking take the whole fucking thing in.
But a movie is more detailed, and you got to watch it a little more. They don't fucking recap what happened. You don't get a replay of a scene in a movie.
I'm also not saying invite the whole neighborhood. I'm just saying a few. Maybe you
For
got
$100,
a
though,
couple you like hanging out with, or a few friends.
For $100, you're cutting out what Jim said. Do both. You're cutting out the single person that's just going to sit there and go thumb through and go, yeah, I want to see that.
Well, I said
You're not gonna,
$100. Maybe that's too high.
Pay $100
$20
for that.
20 seems too low. It seems like they could get a little more money.
20 is about all I'd spend for a first run movie sitting in my house.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna fucking spend $30 to watch some piece of shit fucking movie by myself.
Okay.
I'd rather sit and watch Aliens again.
Well, that was our discussion on it.
then you've spent $50 on probably or more.
And I got a DVD. I don't know why I do it. I'm a lazy fuck.
Let's well, that's how we discussed this. Let's see how Rich discussed it on Red Eye last night.
I mean,
I don't think any of us saw that.
That's really her. I think that this is just making people lazier and less social and just sitting around and clicking and watching movies. I don't know. Just not my cup of tea.
It's like you said, it's a quick fix. They're paying too much anyhow. When you're spending $2 million on Craft Table for donuts, cut back. They're cutting out the theaters. They're kicking them to the curb like they're some late night talk show host. You can't do that to them. You know what I mean? It's like,
what is he talking about?
Oh my God, E-Rock made more sense when he walked in here earlier.
Kicking wood to the curb.
But did you hear the donut thing?
Yeah, they don't spend millions of dollars at craft service.
A
Spend
late
$2
night
million.
talk show host. Can I get any more things in here that might get a reaction? Poor Rich.
Cut back. You know, they're cutting out the theaters. They're kicking them to the curb like they're, you know, some late night talk show hosts. You can't do that to them. You know what I mean? It's like the airlines did to the travel agents. They kicked them to the curb. Now there's no what do you call it? You know what I'm saying? Move on.
You can't say you know what I'm saying.
That hurt. That was bad. Okay.
He was.
That was bad.
That's what a 6-year-old says to his father, and the father helps you out. You know what I mean? Dad, you know what I'm saying? And then, well, what he's trying to say here.
He broke the lamp and was trying to explain how the lamp got broken.
That's what I'm saying. Move on.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what you're saying. That's why you're talking on television.
Help me!
Oh,
it's like the airlines did to the travel agents. They kicked them to the curb. Now there's no what do you call it? You know what I'm saying? Move on.
Yeah. No, actually, I think we should just stay with this right now. Now it's getting good.
Well, because you can't, the movie theaters, you can't just push them aside. What are they going to do? Okay. You know what? If they do this, I'm gonna start downloading these movies at 30 a piece or 20, and I'm gonna charge 50 to 100 people to come to my house to watch them. I'm gonna start making the money.
Who's gonna go to your fucking shitty house to watch a movie where they can go to a theater for $10?
They can sit on his giant couch.
Yeah, I want to sit on antique fucking furniture.
Horrible
Can I have a
antique
doily
furniture.
to wipe my head with?
Grandma's house.
He still has a square TV. Who would go over there?
You want to watch it on my
square
Zenith?
TV?
50 to 100 people.
That was my argument.
Jesus.
There's no way
What's
you're
this,
going to
your
get
New
that
Year's
many.
No one's there.
And you know what? Fuck movie theaters. They took advantage of us a long time ago.
It's
I
like
don't give a shit what
you're
happens to
kicking
them.
to the curb. How about what happened to Blockbuster Video?
Right.
It's like the ability that what am I trying to? You know what I mean?
In a free market society, this is what happens. Guess what? The movie theaters go away and something else pops up in its place.
The ability to get videos and stuff online through Netflix or whatever. It totally did away with Blockbuster Video.
Right.
You do not need that anymore.
But it's a new business.
But a new business popped up.
And that's what America's all about,
So the movie theaters,
right?
yeah, it's the same thing. Something will fucking pop up.
Right.
Rich's argument there was very...
and the movie theaters haven't taken care of us. They haven't updated their technology,
It's
and
not their
I don't even know
fault,
how
though.
fucking long.
It's really not the theaters.
You know what? Fuck them in their assholes.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's really the production companies and the
It is their
the
fault.
film. The production
It's
houses,
completely
because
their fault.
they take so much money from the theaters. That's why the theaters have to charge you so
well,
much.
then they're gonna
because
go
they
away.
they have razor thin profit margins as it is. So they need to charge you $7 for popcorn to just barely to break even and pay their employees.
Well,
It's
then
ridiculous.
go into another business. Your business plan sucks. I wouldn't stay in that business if that's what was going on.
Well, the thing is, but it's the customer. It's the customer that continues to fuck themselves because they go and show up for these shitty movies where you're paying these shitty actors millions and millions of dollars.
Not so much. That's why this is becoming more of a thing.
Well,
that's why Netflix and all this stuff is becoming more. And
Yeah,
more
but you
popular.
can't see Netflix. You can't go
No,
on
but-
Netflix and get a first run
No,
movie opening weekend.
I understand that, but when you make it easier to get movies into your house, then there's a lot of these movies like MacGruber or whatever that fucking movie is. It's a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you know that the movie theater in your neighborhood is charging $20 or whatever the fuck the price is, now you're like, you know what? I'll wait a few months and I'll watch it on Netflix because it's a lot easier. When Aunt and I were growing up, you had no fucking choice. You had to go to every movie in the theater. You had to.
Yeah.
But people now know, you know what? If I wait a little longer, I get to see these movies a lot cheaper in my house. And I don't have to be held up by the fucking movie theater.
But the theaters aren't, Hollywood's not exactly being hit hard by, tough times or even Netflix
Well, fuck
because
them too.
they're still having, record-breaking seasons and years. So there are still people going to the movies, and for all the people that complain about movie tickets and popcorn prices,
well, because they
have to understand that
they raise the prices of the ticket though too,
Well,
which makes their numbers look more impressive. Than
because
they actually
Hollywood.
are. I wonder how many people are actually going to these movies.
People are going to love my theaters. I'm opening a chain. No Comfort Theaters.
No Comfort Theaters.
Yes.
Ted's movie theater emporium?
It's going to be a warehouse. I'm going to rent it and show the movie on my black and white television. And everybody's going to sit in metal chairs and eat white bread.
Ow. Why white bread?
$72 a ticket. Why white bread? Because it's quieter in the movie theater than black bread.
Back to Danny's point, though, the two didn't take care of each other. They kind of need each other, Hollywood and the movie theaters.
They did.
Yeah,
They did.
It's a difficult business, because obviously the theaters want people to come and watch their movies, but at the same time, the customers are getting pissed off that they have to. Everybody's complaining about movie ticket prices and the concession stands and everything like that. But and it gets very political because you can't just say, well, hey, you know what? If you're paying $10 million to the guy who's starring in MacGruber and that's why the ticket price is so high, well, then fuck you. I'm not taking the movie in my theater.
Right.
There's only so many movie houses out there. Well, then they say, well, if you don't take MacGruber, then you're not going to get the next big project. So, they just it's like the mafia. They just kind of fuck them into doing whatever
It's like
they
with
want.
Guests, yeah.
And it sucks. And that's why I really would love for something new to come around for the movie industry to kind of revolutionise
what they need
itself
they
get,
need to update their theaters. But
that costs so much money.
I know. I've read into all that stuff. I do love going to the theaters, movie theaters still, but it looks dated now. It officially looks dated. I don't have a system like Anthony, but I have a nice system. And my system at home is way nicer than the fucking movie theater.
Mine's not.
You have a square
TV?
TV?
Square TV.
The Nageltron.
The Nageltron.
Oh, that's right.
You got Eric Nagels.
It's probably, it's approaching. Could be as much as 38 inches. I'm not sure.
How much does it weigh, though?
How many BTUs does it throw off?
It's more, it definitely weighs more than it is.
How much,
long.
though?
It's got to weigh 70 pounds.
70 is probably more like 150
those,
pounds.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's more than 70. Those fucking things, you can't move them by yourself.
No.
Yeah, me and Nagel had to cart it down his apartment stairs when I was taking it out of his house.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. Remember, I brought it to the show where I got a brand new TV. This is how the technology has drastically changed, because now we're all flat screening our asses off, and you could pretty much carry it under your arm from Best Buy, right?
Yeah.
Remember I told a story where I got a state-of-the-art TV. This is only 7 years ago, and those two animals rolled it end over end because it was so fucking heavy into my apartment.
Yeah. I remember that.
That was like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I was moving a TV in my house yesterday. I have an old, it's not that old, it's a couple years, but it's one of those rear projection ones, but not like the big, huge ones where they started to get the technology down, where they kind of flattened them out, a
little bit, but it still had some shit going on in the back.
46 inches. I just picked it up by myself, no help, just moved it all around the house. No big deal.
Yeah.
I had to leave that TV because I'm like, how am I getting this fucking thing out of my apartment?
Once I move, the Nageltron stays for whoever gets the apartment next. The Nageltron is not coming.
Someone gave me one of those old school TVs, like for my first apartment, where it was like the TV was built into this wood housing. Yeah. Dude, if you think I was taking that with me when I left, I just, the landlord was like,
furniture back
she's like, oh,
then.
you're leaving a TV? I was like, yeah, it works great. Next person will just love it.
Why are you so passionate about this thing, by the way? That confuses me.
Because it pisses me off.
Who gives a shit about what the fuck's going on with
because
both of them?
I hate hearing people complain about how it's the movie theater. It's not the movie theater, because people get it wrong. They think the movie theater is out to fuck people.
Then they're that dumb in Hollywood, because all they're doing is making people go to these websites where they could download some fucking movies for free. Why not? You either do that or go broke going to the movie with your family.
Are people doing that a lot? Are people bootlegging a lot?
Not as much as a Napster thing, but it seems to be more and more popular, right?
Doing a lot of that stuff. Are they losing a lot of money
through that?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of times, if for all the downloading community, it's tough to find a real crisp.
Is there a downloading community?
There sure is.
A community.
Yeah, where is this town?
I forgot.
I live in DLville.
I forgot when I bought my place in New York City. I forgot that I had a big, huge, awful TV in there before I got my buddy there, Joe, to do my system.
Yeah.
From Sights and Sounds. Are they going to charge me for that now?
Yes.
Cut it out of the replay.
Cut it out.
Probably. Is that what they do? Whatever. And I had Pat from Menaki, fucking bring the mammoth TV to my.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
to my
Pat from Munaki deliver your television.
Well, Pat just wrote my back still hurts. It was so fucking heavy
from carrying around your tits.
This idiot charges me like a mere. He charges me $100 to get the TV from Manhattan all the way to Southold.
Yeah.
Fucking Google map it yourself and see how ridiculous that was. I'm like, Pat, what are you doing? How are you going to make money with your business? The tolls alone are going to kill you. The gas is going to kill you on that piece of shit van you got.
The Nageltron is so heavy that we have a TV stand from Target, and we were petrified. We had to take everything out of it because we were sure that once we put the Nageltron down, the whole thing would collapse.
Would just collapse?
Thank God it did not.
All right, why don't we move on? So where are we? Rich Voss?
Oh, God, yes.
Sorry.
More.
Yes.
Voss goes off on a diatribe.
Oh, this is poetry.
About how bad it is that Panera Bread is trying to pay what you feel business model. Is trying to pay what you feel business model.
This Panera Bread.
I don't know this story. What is this one?
In St. Louis, one of the Panera Bread chains is it's in a wealthy community, and they're setting up just like a box that they have at the museum where it's like suggested donation. Like pay what you think you should pay for the sandwich.
Spanky and Alfalfa try a pay as you exit for the 1938 Follies?
I believe so.
And yes, I believe Alfalfa sang Figaro, I think. And yeah. And then little girls came out dressed like whores and danced because Hal Roach was a creep. They've been giving people all kinds of shit about that fucking video with the 7-year-old girls dancing around to.
We were way on that before everybody else.
What song is that?
I think we were the
Beyonce
first
song?
We were the first ones to do anything on that.
Which, by the way,
and that was
Eastside Dave dancing to that. I can't even describe it. That is obscenity.
On his Twittio.
That is obscenity, describing Eastside Dave dancing to that. He choreographed all the moves that the girls do.
Are they going to...
He's in a blonde wig, and he did that.
Are they going to give him his raise, or is he leaving?
Find out tomorrow's the day.
Oh, my God.
Tomorrow's D-Day.
Well, he had
give him a
better
raise,
get
right?
ESD Day.
They're going to give him a raise, right?
Money.
That's the least they could do.
Well,
do something down the hall. Give Eastside Dave his money.
He insisted on a specific amount, so we'll see if they can match that amount.
He should have went higher.
Way higher.
And then they come back down to his amount, maybe.
What he wants is ridiculous. They should just pay that without even thinking.
Whether or not he has a job to feed his children has become a radio storyline.
Yeah, that's great. So he made this video, Ant?
Yeah. It's just... It's upsetting. It's upsetting to watch. I don't know where it is. It's on 202 Friends, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah. Back in the old Hal Roach days of the Little Rascals, they would dress those girls up like little whores, and they'd do the stage shows like a kick line, kind of a Rockettes thing. And no one had a problem with it then. Now you got these girls coming out, these little 7-year-old whores doing the fucking hiney dance and the fucking squatting on the dick dance and grabbing their non-existent tits. Yeah, there's Eastside Dave. And then the stupid All Single Ladies song was stuck in my head.
What the fuck?
Dave could have the worst Irish ass syndrome ever.
Are these the actual moves from that video?
Yeah,
I mean, they're an interpretation.
He's trying interpretation. He's trying to do the moves, but yeah, this is what the girls were doing in the video. And Dave's got like a blonde wig on.
God,
he fills out that bikini top.
He's got like a Clay Aiken wig on.
Yeah. Yeah. His ass in those fucking shorts.
He rules.
It's just
pay
horrible.
fucking Eastside
Like,
Dave.
look at what he's doing. Come on.
He's doing all this for free for the
Pay
company.
this guy. He's in high heels with these giant calves. Look at his little ankles and giant calves.
Bowling
what
pins.
a wreck he is.
He's got bowling pin legs.
It's a wreck.
He has legs like a
Upside down.
pinup girl.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, we find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah, that's his deadline.
And how could the people get Eastside Dave single ladies?
Twitter.com/202friends.
All right,
Yeah.
wow, 202 Friends getting a big fucking plug today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Rich Voss. So Panera Bread is trying a pay what you feel business in a rich community, right?
In a rich community.
You
So
know, the
they're-
rich people are the cheapest ones.
So they're trying to say,
How's that going to work?
pay what you think we deserve for your sandwiches and stuff. And for whatever reason, this somewhat non-story is what really has Rich hot under the collar. That's his. This is his political movement.
For the expression of Richard, this one really has him dumb above the collar.
Let me ask you this question, because I think this may be speaking to the root of why they're doing this. Do you think it's mostly for the publicity that they're getting
No,
now?
they're not trying to pull people in. People don't go into Panera Bread and they get addicted and have to have a tuna sub every day. You know, what it is free.
What is he doing?
I don't
You've
know.
known him longer than all of us.
Bombing?
Jimmy.
Bombing?
What is he doing? He's way better than this.
He's panicking, is what
Is he
he's doing.
panicking?
He is fucking panicked that he's trying too hard to get like funny out, and it's not coming out. It's missing.
I think a lot of it too is he was realizing the other guys on the panel, the other people were kind of jumping in. They each had their snappy little lines, and he was kind of getting lost in the shuffle a little bit.
Oh shit!
And so he had to come out with his A game, which was the man. Against the man, against Panera Bread, because people aren't addicted to tuna sandwiches.
You don't have to mention addiction every 3 seconds. It's not all about addiction, Rich.
And have to have a tuna sub every day. You know, what it is free in the long run doesn't work. A quick fix, it's okay. You know, a quick fix, a mom with her kids needs help, some quick fix, all right. But free in the long run, you know, you got to work, earn, and buy. You know, you can't keep taking in life. You can't take. We're not bankers. You can't just take.
We're not a bank, Jerry. Why don't you talk to old Bill Deal?
No, that was his.
Oh, gee.
That was his socio-political statement. We're not bankers because they take.
I have to hear that
Just you
whole
get a
thing again.
Just
by
because
the
you
way.
get a free sandwich.
It's not. It's just.
What is he talking about?
He thinks the Panera Bread is handing out to the less fortunate and making
but
because before everybody said I'm trying to earn a paycheck for my Panera Bread sandwich, and now that they're free, they don't have to work anymore.
But he changed the whole subject. It wasn't about anything he was talking about.
I see what he's trying to get at, that this would lead to a lot of people going to Panera Bread.
Trying to get at
the
is
undesirables getting free fucking sandwiches.
But if you want to go back to the beginning, like Ant said, listen to the question he was asked.
Yeah, listen to the question and listen where he ends up. He is grabbing at a fucking sharp blade being put into the water for him as he's drowning. He cannot.
You know what?
He's a fucking disaster.
I'm just going to start the clip over. What the hell?
Yeah, I got to hear this again.
Let me ask you this question, because I think this may be speaking to the root of why they're doing this. Do you think it's mostly for the publicity that they're getting now?
They're not trying to pull people in. People don't go into Panera Bread and they get addicted and have to have a tuna sub every day. You know, what it is free in the long run doesn't work. A quick fix, it's okay. You know, a quick fix, a mom with her kids needs help, some quick fix, all right. But free in the long run, you know, you got to work, earn, and buy. You know, you can't keep taking in life. You can't take. We're not bankers. You can't just.
Yes, Jews are.
You're really getting in the weeds here. You're going 30,000 feet and talking theory here.
Well,
which is good.
It's true in life. If you don't work for it and don't appreciate what you're getting, you're never gonna work. You can just keep taking handouts, and you're gonna suck off the government, off of people. And this is just the beginning. It goes from sandwiches to housing.
So we're
housing.
He's fucking babbling.
That's a big jump from a sandwich to
What are you
housing.
talking about, Rich?
Goes from sandwiches to housing to a fleet of 747s.
Did he say housing?
Yes, a housing.
He didn't say housing. He said housing.
The best thing with Rich is to let him go when he tries to sound smart.
Oh.
We learned that a long
The
time ago.
fucking
Just shut your
the
mouth.
hooves come off.
And what the host meant by he's going up there to 30,000 feet where there's no oxygen and you pass out. Your brain stops functioning. Oh, my God, was that embarrassing.
People, and this is just the beginning. It goes from sandwiches to housing.
So you've gone right from the tuna sub to the McMansion. Okay. And now, what about you? You walk in there, and are you going to pay what you know? Because everybody has an intrinsic understanding as to what things are worth, right? So you're going to.
I don't know what intrinsic means.
But you're going to know what the soup and the sandwich is going to cost. Are you? I mean, to be honest, are you going to be inclined to put what that value is into that box?
I'm going to pay exactly what they want, and I'm going to go up to someone who's eating free and smack their sandwich out of their hand and say, you know what, go work, and you could have a sandwich.
Bill,
With the 4-second rule, they'll just pick that sandwich back up and eat it anyway.
Is that too rough? Is that too rough?
you know what? Go work, and you can have a sandwich.
Go work, and you can have a sandwich. Nana said so.
But how do you work if you're starving?
What a terrible point.
And get a haircut.
And put on a sweater. It's chilly in here.
And this story was done in a wealthy community. There aren't starving people going to this Panera Bread.
I'd flip him a coin and say, hit the road, Jack.
I like the fact that that was his idea of tough talk. I'd smack the sandwich out of their hand and say, go work, and then you can have a sandwich. What a terrible point.
And it wasn't the point, though.
No.
It's not that...
They're not giving it to people for free because they can't afford it. They're trying to see if they make more doing this.
Yeah, they're saying, let's see what you'll pay for this. We'll give you a quality product. Let's see if the American people will come in and pay for it.
And when they asked, do you think that this is all for publicity, he didn't even touch on whether or not that has anything to do with it. He didn't even touch upon the question asked.
Yeah, well, he said, is it a publicity stunt? He said, no. And then he goes, it's a quick fix. Well, isn't that, if they do something fast like that, it's a publicity stunt.
Andy Levy.
Yeah.
The great Andy Levy.
Oh, no.
I love him on Red Eye.
Andy must have smelled
I love Andy
blood
Levy on Red Eye.
with Voss.
He's a good one to follow on Twitter, too.
He's funny.
Debunks Rich's Panera diatribe.
Yeah.
In the halftime report.
This was the only part of the halftime report that Rich was in because he took his big stand against Panera Bread. So Andy Levy decided to just shoot his complete theory down.
Pay what you want restaurants. Rich, you said people don't go into Panera Bread and get addicted and have to have a tuna sub every day. You speak for yourself, my friend. You have no idea.
Tell him that's one way to
No
look
idea.
at it.
Yeah. Okay. One way to look at it.
Also, you said at a restaurant like this, you'd pay exactly what they want, but they're not telling you what they want.
Well, on the board, there's still the price. No? Just no prices?
No.
No. Well, then I would go by the average of how many. Oh, I take it for free then. You're right. I surrender.
Fair enough.
Good interrogation technique, Andy.
The worst part, by the way, it was say goodnight, Gracie. Goodnight, Gracie. She just replay the very beginning where they tell him to say something. He just says it like he thought of it.
Oh. You want me to start over?
Just please do.
Pay what you want restaurants. Rich, you said people don't go into Panera Bread and get addicted and have to have a tuna sub every day. You speak for yourself, my friend. You have no idea.
Tell him that's one way to
No
look
idea.
at it.
Yeah. Okay. One way to look at it.
Also, you said at a restaurant like this, you'd pay exactly
Mike
what...
told him to say.
Just tell him that's one way to look at it. All right. That's one way to look at it.
He probably thought that was just in his, like something that only he could hear.
Yeah, it's in my headphones. Someone's feeding me
He
lines.
thought it was intuition. He thought he was fucking Brando in the island of Dr. Moreau that was giving him his lines.
Intuition.
Yes. I wish he was here right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I almost feel guilty bashing him when he's not here or on the phone.
It would be worse.
Well, we'll
if he was
save this
here.
audio and we'll get him in soon.
Please tell me there's
redo
more.
this whole thing. We
Please.
got 2 more.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Mexican tourism ad. What's this about?
God, no.
Well, there's this. It's an ad for they want people in Arizona to come to Mexico, and the first ad has just a guy with binoculars saying, "We're watching you." It looks very militaristic. And then the next ad says, like, "We're watching you and want you to come have a good time." And then the guy is watching bikini women.
Ah, okay.
And I guess the guy in Arizona, some sheriff, took umbrage with the ad. And so now Rich Voss is going to comment on it.
Oh, good.
Hey, wait, she should have said, we don't need to go to Mexico if you live in Arizona because there's probably more Mexicans here than there are back then in that country.
You should do Red Eye.
Oh, boss.
Rich, given all the tensions that we've got right now building in Arizona, what do you think about the ad?
Well, no one who's sneaking from Arizona into Mexico to begin with. You know, I don't see that happening.
No.
And we're just such babies.
Maybe when you're playing in Phoenix. I'm kidding, Rich. I love you. Rich's act is very funny.
Yeah.
If you see Rich in a comedy club, he's hysterically funny. You hear caller after caller saying, I saw Rich, he killed. It happened. But when he fucking tries to be smart, to show people his smarts, He fails miserably.
Well, he just wants to be the little engine that could.
Yeah, he really does.
And you're not. He's the little engine with Down syndrome.
And we're just such babies. Everybody wants an apology. Who cares about an apology? Either deal with the ad or don't look. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing on this. I'm not as prepared as they are. So what I'm saying is,
don't give them too much credit. They're not that prepared.
Oh no, he is prepared.
Oh, I'm not as prepared. I have nothing. I'm not as prepared as they are.
What are you doing?
What is Jimmy's just, if you out there in Radio Land could see Jimmy's face, it's sheer disgust.
Didn't you look at the topics?
He's going, what are you doing? He probably got hung up on the first few topics.
Yeah.
And never made it to the last one. Like,
Here's Voss's problem. He can't. He's not good at collecting his thoughts. He looks like a guy with. He looks like a guy with Vaseline on his fingers, trying to like reach around a room and pick up a bunch of marbles. He's just
and put him in his mouth.
He's got Vaseline on his hands and feet, and he's falling all over the marbles.
You ever sit there and try to write these things? Never. I know. You try to write these things out, a few things out. You go through the subjects and stuff, and some of them you got to sit with a little while. Yeah. You got to there's actually an effort that has to go into this.
Yeah.
You can't just wing it.
It seems like he just wrote bullet points. And then once he got there, didn't know how to form sentences with the bullet points.
Yeah.
Is Andy Levy up? We gotta get his reaction to the big Rich Voss Red Eye appearance
debacle.
Yeah, if he's around, try to get a hold of him on Twitter. Does he have the hotline number? We'll figure it out. Here's one more from Rich. Rich breaks down the Arizona immigration bill.
Where do you stand on this, Rich?
Where I stand right now, here's the deal. People don't understand. They're not just pulling you over for probable cause, okay? People are, hey, you, come here. Papers. No, it's probable cause. 2, if you're in the country and you have a family, I say, okay, you don't send them back. You just stop more from coming in. That's all. Just stop. Do something about it. Listen, if I had a piece of property and I wanted to protect that property, I would find a way to do it. It's not that hard to protect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do. And I think, I'm going to give Bill the last word, which
means we'll have some intelligence in this discussion.
Rich is an idiot. Protect.
Yeah, if I had a piece of property, you do.
Piece of property.
You do, Rich. You live in a home.
Needs protecting. Oh, is that the shuttle coming in? Wow, look at that.
Last time,
Love that view.
Is this it?
Last one for Atlantis.
Well, we got one more coming in?
Yeah, they still got
There's a few
couple
more
flights.
And I think they just delayed, the next one, so the shuttle program will probably end up going into next year.
I think Atlantis, though, is going to be used as a backup emergency ship if there's a problem up there with any of the other shuttles. But they're also saying that perhaps the Intrepid Museum might get one of the shuttles.
Oh, wow.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. Look how high up they are still. That's a view out of the... Well, you can't see in Radio Land. They're showing a view from the shuttle cockpit out the windshield, and you still see the curvature of the Earth very clearly. They're still up there in darkness.
Who's got that?
And then you see this...
Who's the camera guy for that?
What? And they just cut to a goddamn commercial? They just cut to a commercial
for Jennifer convertibles.
Well, CNN's still got it in one of their many
News has
confusing boxes and
Fox
fucking
News has it.
Graphics that are covering half the screen this morning.
Yeah, with half the fucking screen covered. With
holy shit!
I am so
how
disgusted.
much stuff they got on that screen right now?
Alert! Alert! Alert!
They got a PIP thing happening. They got a new developments happening. They got headlines below that.
You can't see it. It's all white. What's wrong with the Fox camera?
The TV sucks. It really does just stink. Were they coming down Florida? Wow, look at that. Got the little heads-up display.
That's not that high. I mean, that's high.
No, now it isn't. They're kind of getting closer.
Come down fast. You see the angle of that fucking thing as it was coming in?
Gliding in. Oh, man. That's pretty creepy. I guess a little. What is it? Overcast or something? No, the CNN's camera's nice and clear blue. Fox's contrast is fucked up. White balance your camera, fucker. That's kind of sad though. Last journey home for Atlantis. No more shuttles. Who gives a shit? I love the space program, and we're not going to have any spaceships. We're going to have to go up with the goddamn ex-commies and their fucking modern equipment.
I would tell you that when I was a kid, they wanted me to be an astronaut.
Really?
They said, Chip, all you do is when you're in school, you take up a bunch of space.
Oh, I get it.
Be an
Because you
astronaut.
take up a bunch of space would mean... Wow, look at that. The runway comes in. That is like a video game. We're watching pretty much a video game of the shuttle landing. They went into a turn, and then when the runway appeared, it automatically got outlined in the heads-up display.
Do we watch these things because we secretly want it to
No,
crash?
shut up.
I'm just asking. Why
No.
are we watching
He's
something
not that crazy
I
to
watch
say
it
that.
as the miracle of fucking
You
what
still
man
watch this
can
as
do.
a miracle?
Yes.
We've been landing
The
space shuttles since
miracle of
1986,
flight.
I think.
It's still amazing. That thing was just in outer space.
Or does CNN have it on TV just in case?
It was
I'm just
in
asking.
outer space. It's going to land. These people are going to get off and be able to just go and take a piss somewhere.
Oh, and that's what CNN cares about at Fox News? Really?
Oh, I'm sure they want it to crash. I don't.
Can
I
CNN
think it
move
would be
the
great.
fucking live CNN? Happening
are
now!
Idiots. Oh, they are jackasses.
They have to advertise for themselves on their own channel every fucking second. Faggots, we know what we're watching. We have it on.
They got one shot at this fucking shuttle. One shot.
Why one shot?
There's no
Where's
propulsion.
their landing gear?
Holy shit, that
Doesn't it
seems
look like their gear should be down by
that
now?
seems like it's coming in way too fucking fast.
They are coming a little hot.
No, they're good.
They got a real
Oh, no,
long,
they got it.
long
Look at
runway.
that.
Yeah, that runway's about
Where's the
fucking
landing
mile.
gear?
Oh, look at that.
It's down.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, see? Really? We needed to see that?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're not on the ground yet. Yay! Boy, that's got to be nerve-wracking, though. Good for them. And the Atlantis is home, everybody. That's your live coverage here on the Opie and Anthony Show, your NASA connection.
I don't understand the point.
What? It's a spaceship that came back to Earth. God, everyone's jaded.
All right, we're done with Rich Voss, too, so we'll take a break.
What a contrast. Listening to Rich Voss and then watching a flying space machine.
That's the same thing. Same thing, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
He is a
They're
dolt.
both miracles.
Yes, it is a miracle, to tell you the truth, that he can breathe on his own.
That he even feeds himself. I think we got Rotten Tomatoes guy after the break. Talk.
I thought we just had him listening to him. Oh, what am I? We just had him listening to him.
Yeah.
I saw.
Oh, you all right? We just had him listening to him. Something about him and a him.
A him and a him and a.
I was thinking of my turkey sandwich.
Yeah, we will all
The
want
other
to eat.
half.
So let's go to break so we could eat. Rotten Tomatoes guy is wow. I got what you got. Just hit that fucking thing, Travis. Hate to say it, but JD Balls from Central PA makes a very good point on instant feedback. We're talking about the space shuttle and stuff. And I'm like, who gives a crap? Because we've been landing shuttles since, and I had to come up with a year.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, all right, 80s. So I go with 1986. And, of course, that was the year where we did not actually land a shuttle because it exploded.
In January. That was a biggie.
So thank you, JD Balls, for picking up on that. All I had to do was say 85 or the early 80s, and I was good. I had to pick the year that it fucking exploded.
Little TV Crimes by Sabbath. Oh, why don't they play this fucking lyric? Can we stop coming back with no lyrics? Stupid. Not on FM.
It'd be nice to hear a little lyrics, right?
Yeah, man.
We suggested that months ago. I don't know where we're at with that. Whatever. Keep doing what you're doing. Do a mini version of a song, no problem. It's not going to kill anybody. Hey, we got the Rotten Tomatoes guy on the phone app. I like Matt. I can't pronounce his last name. Matt, how do you say your last name there?
Tomatoes.
Oh, Matt Tomatoes. Hi, Matt Tomatoes.
Such Joe Bagatone.
What's going on, Matt?
It's early morning here on the West Coast. Just got back from seeing Prince of Persia last night.
Now I hear that's a fucking dud.
Actually, it's okay. It's okay. It's it's not a brilliant movie, but I had fun.
How did little Donnie Darko become a fucking action hero?
Yeah, and he's
What
totally
happened?
buffed out of this. Not that I
Ooh, is he?
noticed,
Tell us
Wow. Wow.
they've turned him into an action hero. He's not the little twerp that he used to be.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess you do the gay cowboy movie and you got to get bulked up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Jesus Christ. What is he, on the roids?
That's what it looks like.
You can't get a body like that.
How did he do
unless
that
you're on the roids.
so fast?
There's no way.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. But, if you like a movie like The Scorpion King, this one's not bad. It's kind of fun. It's kind of throwaway, cheesy action movie.
There's no testing in Hollywood. You think a lot of these guys do the roids for some of their movie roles? Because then they can tap out.
I'm sure some of
It's
them.
not like a wrestler that has to do
Has to
roids
keep doing it.
year after year after year, or football players. If you're a guy, you're going to be an action movie star. Why not do a cycle of roids to get the body where it needs to be, and then you get rid of that crap.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them do.
Yeah, and that movie's getting 59% on your website.
Right now, yeah. Which puts it right in rotten territory. But I got to tell you that I'm about to put something up later today that's going to be our list of ranking all the video game movies of all time, and it's even at 59%, it's still number one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Wow, damn.
Yeah, the bar is set low.
Could you give us like the top five?
I don't have the top five in front of me. I can tell you that number two is, do you remember that terrible Final Fantasy movie from a few years back?
Oh,
It's
right.
all completely CGI. That's at like number 43%.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, they're all terrible.
So-
All video game movies are just bad.
Yeah, that's the point you're going to be making on the website.
Yeah.
They just suck. Why do they suck, Ant?
I don't know. They just.
It seems like they would be perfect for a fucking movie.
The game is a game. It's fucking fun to play. It's you're immersive. You're in there, and you've done it.
Right.
And then to watch other people. So now you're going to sit and watch other people kind of act out the game.
But why can't they figure it out?
I don't know. If I could figure it out,
We'd be fucking billionaires.
rich. I'd be rich.
Now, there's a lot of talk, Matt. Sex in the City, too. It's the sequel. The girls are getting back together for an adventure
Let me
overseas.
say, before you say anything about this movie, I just want to say it looks fantastic.
It sure does,
That's all I'm
Anthony.
saying.
I think the word you're looking for is fabulous.
Fabulous?
Fabulous.
Oh.
Fabulous.
Now, another review came out today in one of the New York papers, 1 star. Yesterday, I think one of the papers gave it 2 to 2.5 stars here in New York. And as we go to your fine website, Sex and the City 2, the sequel, 7% positive reviews. How many reviews is that, though?
It was 8 or 9 reviews last time I checked.
8 or 9. But El Stinko.
It's up to 28 reviews now.
28 reviews and only 7% positive reviews. What's the problem with this movie there, Matt?
I can't tell you. I'm going to see it tonight, unfortunately.
Oh.
I was really hoping I wasn't going to have to see it, and now I have to. The problem is it sounds like it's just bad. I never saw the show. I never watched the show, but my friends who watched the show would say that, it was kind of sharp and witty, and if you were into that kind of thing, and that the movie is just, it's just crappy. It's just badly written, and the women come off as shrill, and it's just, it doesn't have any of the wit. If you were at all a fan of the original TV show, the movies have completely lost.
I'll tell you what the problem is. It's very, very obvious. The women got too fucking old. Get some young broads in there, recast the damn thing, and
There
start
you
the
go.
franchise over. If there's an audience for it, right? They
Yeah,
do that
that's
with
what they
all the
ought to
other
do.
franchises.
Sure.
Fucking young Kirk we get now.
Reimagining. It's a reimagining. Just reimagine it as if these hags aren't in it.
Get the hot broads and the cougar. If you recast the cougar, make her 28 years old.
28-year-old cougar?
28-year-old cougar is what I'm thinking.
Was she a teacher going for elementary school kids?
Yeah, and Carrie, make sure she doesn't look like a fucking horse. It's not that hard. Recast the fucking thing. I was reading, though, Liza Minnelli does a cameo in Sex and the City, too.
Oh, thank God for that.
They said it is so fucking painful. She's on screen for 20 minutes. They say it feels like an eternity. Do you know anything about
20 minutes or 20 seconds?
20 minutes is how much time she got in this fucking movie.
What?
Liza Minnelli.
It's a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
This is the one where she's in Mexico and she's over a stool and a donkey is fucking her.
No, they go to Dubai, and that's what happened.
Oh, you had to answer that. Thank you, Matt, because we weren't sure. Yeah, well, but the women are going to love it, right?
Yeah, I hear from my friend at Fandango that they.
You have a friend at Fandango?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Word on the street.
What do you guys do?
They're telling me that it's about 88% of the pre-sale tickets for this weekend are for Sex and the City. So it's going to do huge business.
What?
Huge business. Yeah,
Really? Why?
It's like the last movie because what happens is you have groups of women going to see this. It'd be like it's the movie equivalent of Lilith Fair.
Well, what we find funny is what you're seeing is groups of women of 4, and they get together and they all know which character they are.
You think they sit there and elbow each other in the theater and go, "You would do that.
That's you.
Look at what she's
You're
doing."
the whore in our group.
Do you remember when you were sucking a cock
Right.
like that? And yes.
How many cocks did you suck at your own wedding, you whore? Yuck. I just don't understand.
It, yeah.
All
Doesn't
right.
look like my kind of movie.
What other movies, man? I mean, it's time for the summer movies. What are you looking at that you think's going to do well there, Matt?
I think Get Him to the Greek next week is going to do pretty well.
My friend Roland, who should work for your website because he sees every movie on the planet, he says this movie is hilarious. Get him to the Greek.
Saw it. It really is funny. Russell Brand is great.
Yeah.
He's really great. I mean, it's the character he played in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the rock star.
Right.
Aldous Snow, and it's just, it's an hour and a half of him shenanigans.
Sorry, Matt, I appreciate you discussing Get Him to the Greek, but we're on one of our favorite websites. Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a horse. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Have you ever seen this?
I have seen that site.
There are pictures of Sarah Jessica Parker right next to pictures of horses, and they're doing the same pose.
Yeah.
Like they're doing the exact same head movement. It's
Whoever
great.
runs the website put a lot of effort into their
They must
pictures.
have looked at a lot of pictures.
Yeah. You think she's happy with this website, Ed?
Oh, yeah, probably.
I
Any
think so,
publicity
too.
is good publicity.
Absolutely, that's what they say.
I disagree.
Oh, literal Jim.
Wow. All right,
The
sorry.
horses hate this site, too.
They're insulted, you think? The horses are insulted.
They're like,
I'm
who
sorry.
is this bitch?
We interrupted your
Get Him to the Greek.
review.
So you got Russell Brand.
But P. Diddy's in that?
Yeah, we're
good.
not happy with the P. Diddy
He's
in this
good.
film there, Matt.
P. Diddy is hilarious in this movie.
Is he
actually.
hilarious?
I thought he was really funny. I thought he was really funny. You expect like serious, kind of boring P. Diddy, but he gets really funny.
Yeah, that bothers us. We don't want to know that he was actually good in a fucking comedy.
Now, there's a funny line where he's running. He goes, "Oh, you can't outrun me. I'm black." I'm like, cool. You don't really hear stuff like that in movies.
Is that a real line?
I
Yeah.
don't remember that
It's in
one.
the trailer.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, Matt's liking the movie, though, and our friend Roland likes the movie.
Yeah.
And how's Seth Rogen in that? Not Seth,
Rogen,
Jonah Hill, right?
Jonah Hill. He's good. He's very good.
Yeah.
Now, this A-Team movie that is coming out, is it like the TV show where no one gets killed?
No, people get killed in this one.
All right, good, because I always hated that. They could fire like 8,000 rounds at a van, and everybody gets out, and they, arrest them.
Well, what movie started that craze where people don't die in movies anymore?
Smokey and the Bandit. I was just thumbing through the channels last night that was on, so I kind of fell asleep to it.
Yeah.
And they made sure they didn't show any of the sheriffs getting killed. Like, anytime a car would roll, you'd see the guy get out of the car.
Right. Yeah, but that was a comedy, so.
Yeah, you
I'm
could-
talking about action
You didn't have
films
to
where no one
acknowledge
dies.
that you didn't have to acknowledge that they lived through it. You
I
just
agree.
could have figured it out.
Yeah, okay.
Knocking down people's mailboxes. That's a man act.
Is the A-Team going to be a bomb?
No, I think it's going to do okay. I think it's going to do pretty good business. I mean, I don't know that it's going to be a great movie, but it's, Joe Carnahan, who directed Smoke and Aces, which some people really like, some people didn't like.
Jimmy didn't like it, I guess.
It could be really cool. I'm hoping that it's going to do well, but who knows?
Wonder how Rampage Jackson's performance will be. Who I do like.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, the clips that I've seen, he's good. The problem with the A-Team is it feels like it's one of those things where the studio says, "Oh, that Rampage Jackson, he's funny, put him in a movie," and Charles Hill Copley from District 9, oh, he's a hot star, put him in a movie. It just feels like one of those films where it's like they just get the hot stars and put them in, and there's not a lot of thought to it.
Yeah, sure. All right. I mean, The Karate Kid, Marmaduke. Fuck Marmaduke.
I want to see that. That looks funny.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah.
What? How about some of the movies
Big Marmaduke fan.
What happens with Marmaduke? I have to know. Who's doing the voice? Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson.
He'll be good. He'll be really good as Marmaduke. What happens in Marmaduke?
He gets rabies and has to be shot at the end of the movie. It's very sad.
Is that
very
the one?
sad
Does he put fucking peanut butter on his broken, awful nose and the dog licks it off because he thinks it's his cock?
Matt, comment.
Shitty Marmaduke. I hope it ends. I hope it ends with fucking Owen Wilson getting paralyzed and the dog fucking his face.
Well, we got a scene from Marmaduke on the screen in front of us, Jimmy. You want to describe this for the viewers?
It's some lucky devil bent over and a gigantic mastiff sticking his dick inside this person.
Wow, they're getting a little edgy in Hollywood. I can't believe they would actually have that in Marmaduke.
Matt doesn't make a peep when anybody is making this
Of course not.
jokes.
He has a real fucking job and real career.
Yeah, you can see the little. He's got the little mittens on the gloves. Is Marmaduke gonna have oven mitts on, so he doesn't injure anybody while fucking their heinies? Marmaduke, I fucking hate him.
Yeah, that's
stupid.
What about Will Smith's kid in the Karate Kid?
That's a movie I didn't think they needed to be remade.
Of course not.
Well, and it's a trend in Hollywood that really pisses us off, where they make they remake really good movies that don't need to be remade, and they recast it with black people. That is a weird fucking trend in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
They did that with
did it with Birth of a Nation.
The fucking Honeymooners movie to this day pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, what was that one with Jack Black? Can't think of it.
Oh, wow.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah. But they didn't have to remake the Karate Kids, the Karate Kid movie.
No, I'm not hearing good things about it.
Oh, you're not?
How can you? It's going to be terrible.
I think it's going to be bad.
Who's his mentor? Who's the guy who teaches him karate? Is it Gary Glitter? That'd be great.
No, it's Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan is playing the Mr. Miyagi
Why
part.
don't they put a black person there? Why don't they have an Asian there?
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
What is the thrust of Marmaduke? What's the story about? I think the dog has fucking what is it?
Well, let's get the synopsis. It's on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Marmaduke has a lump on his colon.
Here, read it. Read it legit, because even the legit synopsis is going to suck.
Yuck.
What does it say?
Playing the part of the dump truck will be.
Canine comic strip star Marmaduke leaps to the big screen with this family-friendly comedy starring Owen Wilson as the voice of the Great Dane.
Oh, he's the voice of Marmaduke.
Yes.
Also lending their voices to the production are Steve Coogan, pop star
you say it right.
I forgot how you said it.
Forgy.
Pop star
Forgy.
George Lopez and the brotherly duo of Damon and Marlon Wayans, with William H. Macy and Judy Greer heading up the human cast.
Oh, there's a human cast and cartoons running around with humans?
Yeah.
What happens in this movie, though? What's it about?
Marmaduke has sex with William H. Macy's wife, and then he kills himself after shooting them in bed.
And then I hope they redo. I hope they remake. I hope they make the Family Circus as a movie.
Yes, that would rule too.
Starring the Yateses.
That's one of my favorite scenes in movie history, by the way. Bound?
Okay.
Bound?
All right, then.
Where William Macy, what was the name of the movie? Where his wife's getting...
Oh yeah, that was Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah. No, what about the other one? What?
I just know Boogie Nights.
Which one am I thinking of with our
That's another guy.
Michael Madsen movie. I know what you mean.
The other guy.
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, who was the guy in the fucking...
What are you, channeling Rich Voss?
Yeah.
He kind of looks like William H. Macy, though, I'm thinking. All right. Go ahead, all the way, man. All the way
No, that was
fucking in.
That was just the breaks.
Matt.
Yes.
Splice, we saw the trailer. That looks like horse shit.
I haven't seen Splice yet, and it looks really weird, right? I've talked to a couple people who've seen it, and they said that it's kind of weird and kind of fucked up. And that's their review of it. And it's one of those things that if you like horror movies, it's like this really weird kind of sexual horror movie, like What Species Could Have Been. if you remember that Crazy Species movie.
I think it looks like a grown-up version of Eraserhead's Baby.
That's
Splice
kinda
creature.
how it comes off.
Oh, by the way, here's a synopsis of Marmaduke.
Oh, yes, Jim.
Mel Gibson is drunk driving home, yelling about Jews when he hears a dull thud off his bumper in the hood of his car.
The rest takes place in the veterinarian's office, where the family has to cuddle Marmaduke while they pump the blue fluid into his veins.
Yes, he's just a broken Great Dane as Mel Gibson drives away and he does another fine film.
And bitches about the Jews.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Yes.
The end.
The Getaway, by the way, was the answer to the little question I had.
Oh, was that it?
I love that fucking movie. Splice getting 86% positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but only a few reviews in so far, Matt.
Yeah, they haven't shown it very, very wide yet. We don't see it, we won't be seeing screenings for it for another week and a half or so.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Michael Vick makes a guest appearance in Marmaduke?
Oh, my God.
That would be great.
How great would that be? Hey, you get everyone talking about the movie.
Marmaduke.
Even if he's just an extra.
Oh. He just arranges a fight with him and Scooby-Doo. They go at it.
It's true. Then they both lick the boxing ass of that lesbian, the short hair. What was her name? The fucking short-haired lesbian.
Velma?
No, that would hang out with...
I think Velma.
Is that Velma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man, we don't... I mean, there's a million...
She jerked Scrappy off onto a Ritz once.
Matt, there's a million movies. We don't have to talk about...
Dyke. That stupid big neck sweater. Hated her.
Yeah, and marmalade, which she put on her box to get the dog to lick it off.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. I want to see that movie, Marmaduke.
Yeah, me too.
Great.
It's
The way
terrific.
Jimmy describes it.
Oh, it's great.
Matt, what about...
Put crushed glass in his elbow. Some shit blood all over the linoleum. Imagine how great would that be if the whole movie is Marmaduke just taking liquidy, bloody shits in historic locations in front of the Mona Lisa.
I like the scene where William H. Macy is trying to just watch the ball game and eat a fucking prime rib, and Marmaduke eats it when he stepped out of the room for a minute, and then William H. Macy winds up and kicks Marmaduke in the ribs, and then Marmaduke dies shortly after of liver cancer.
Look, man, it was 4 years later.
Well,
okay.
Relatively
At
speaking,
least.
it was a short time.
At least.
Marmaduke, what are you
All
doing
right.
down there? Come here, Marmaduke.
In dog years, it was a long time, okay?
What have you done to Marmaduke? Lingalanga.
The people listening to us on Stars 2 have no idea
I have
what you're
no
talking
idea
about.
that Opie kicked my
I
ex-mother-in-law's
don't know
dog
if
in the
that's
ribs
true.
back years ago when we were in Massachusetts.
Look, it was a nice prime rib, and the Knicks were in the fucking playoffs
Chester
for
deserved
once.
it. Any other big blockbusters coming out for the summer?
Toy Story 3 will be really big.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
I think Last Airbender is going to be a bomb.
What about Shrek, the last Shrek?
Shrek is not good. That's not a good
Whoa!
Really?
Not a good movie. No, my girlfriend and I went, and we took her 6-year-old, and he didn't like it.
Oh, Uncle Paul. You hadn't even started yet.
I want to go see Marmaduke.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're going to cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn box?
That's a good idea. You go in there, get a dog treat.
Seems you'll do pretty good if you bring wrestling photos.
Jimmy Florentine.
Yes. Wow, so, all right, Shrek not getting good reviews here.
No, Shrek's not good. I'll tell you the two movies that I think are going to be cool in July are, I think that the Robert Rodriguez Predators movie is going to be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right on.
I think that one's going to be good, and I think Inception is going to be really, really awesome.
Inception?
What's that about?
That's the Chris Nolan movie, the guy that directed the last two Batman movies, Leonardo DiCaprio, and he plays this like corporate spy who steals out of people's dreams, and it looks like this total head trip movie, and I just think it's going to be really cool.
That sounds good.
I saw the trailer last night for the first time. It looks visually really good.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, if you remember coming into The Matrix, like you'd see the trailers for The Matrix and it looked interesting and you didn't really have any idea what it was about. Then you get in the movie and you know, if you're like I am, you thought, oh man, this movie's great. You know, that's how I think that Inception's going to go down.
Just laughing, Jimmy. Just thinking of your Marmaduke. You just can't leave it alone. In a world where technology exists to enter the human mind through dream invasion, a single idea within one's mind can be the most dangerous weapon or the most valuable asset.
Almost sounds a little bit like. Oh, great! Now I'm blanking. The Tom Cruise.
Vanilla Sky.
Valkyrie. Valkyrie. Just start flirting them out.
Tom Cruise.
Risky business.
You know, with the precogs. I don't know why I can't think of the name. Minority Report. There you go.
Minority
Report. Yeah.
Sure. All right, Matt. I think.
And then the other really great one I got to point out is going to be The Expendables.
Oh, The Expendables.
Yeah, with Stallone and Jason Statham.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in that. Yeah.
Yeah, like every action movie star from the 80s is
Stone
in
Cold's in that for a little bit. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And what have you heard about Michael J. Fox playing Beetle Bailey?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay. He's knocking things over. Sarge is yelling.
Oh, no.
Beetle clumsy.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that one.
Yeah, keep your eye out for it.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
All right, Matt. We love your website, RottenTomatoes.com.
Oh, thanks a lot.
And thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
See you, Matt.
All right. There goes Matt.
Hand him 2 cans of olive drafts, green paint to shake, so they can paint the barracks. Beetle Bailey. Oh, his hat keeps falling off. His hat.
Keeps hitting the old general in the mustache. Oh, God.
Whew. Wow. I really did like your Marmaduke idea where Marmaduke gets plowed over.
By Mel Gibson.
Yeah, by Mel Gibson. Making just a cameo.
He screams. All you do is you see him on the phone. He's driving quickly and he's screaming "Heeb" into his cell phone. And the dull thud. Dog's body.
Oh, shit. God damn, Jimmy.
Marmaduke stinks.
That would be funny. Michael J. Fox and
Beetle Bailey?
Beetle Bailey, but he's like the guy from Hurt Locker. He's got a defuse bomb. It's an updated Beetle Bailey where he's actually in Iraq and has to defuse bomb.
Beetle Kablooey.
Oh, shit. Oh, that would be horrible. Poor Michael J. Fox.
Why aren't you shaking Private Pyle's guts out?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was good. We got our summer movie reviews.
It was just terrific.
And from right from Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
I like how seriously we take it.
I like how he was answering goof questions.
He doesn't seem to. I heard him at the end, kind of quietly laughing.
He was
but
laughing.
I don't think he wants to really.
He can't make it obvious. But
Join
you can
in
hear
with
him
the
laughing a little bit.
The revelry.
The real disgusting shit that we tend to go to on a minutely basis.
He didn't seem to enjoy the Marmaduke evacuating liquid blood in front of.
Just William H. Macy getting all pissed off because he's just leaving shit stains on his rug.
Yeah, and
shit and blood stains.
And he just buys a brand new white shag rug at a garage sale.
Okay. No, we'll get Marmaduke fixed on up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Marmaduke's not fixed exactly. He's humping. He's coming on everything.
I gotta put some of that True Coat in his asshole. Okay. That's one of the best scenes in Fargo when they're just knocking on the door at the end. Open the door. Okay. All right. Be right there. He's in his underwear climbing out the window.
Just falling apart.
He starts crying. Okay. All right.
It's time to watch that movie again.
It's a great
All right.
movie. Okay. Be right there. Okay.
More stuff on the way.
Well, it's busy, but that's the way we like it. Oh, yeah.
Guess what?
Yes.
I have a big surprise.
You do?
Yeah.
We're listening to Metallica right
In
there,
your
though.
pants?
What's up?
It's not my surprise.
The treadmill! What's the big surprise?
I'm going to be in Seattle Friday.
Wow.
That's the big surprise.
Jimmy Norton in Seattle Friday.
The Showbox.
We should get BJ Shea on the fucking show.
I got
Talk about-
BJ tomorrow. Friday I'll be in BJ's studio for 3 hours. And,
Nice.
The week after I'll be here at Caroline's. They want me to do Fox and Friends the following Friday. I've never done that.
Really?
It'll be part of the morning.
That's the morning thing that they do over there.
I've never done it.
They're a little chat. It's a little chat.
You would have a good time with those guys.
I think so,
you would do
too.
all right with them. Yeah, here's the video that Kenny was talking about on the way home yesterday.
Fox and Fiends.
Where
Foxy Friends.
It's just whatever. Yes. Yeah, what's Kenny doing in that video?
Well, we were going home yesterday, and this cab driver was trying to cut in, I guess.
Oh wow, they never do that though.
We didn't even know she was trying to. We didn't even know she was trying to cut in, and then we're all stuck at a light. And she starts yelling at Kenny, so I turned on the flip as soon as I could.
Yeah.
And she gave him a good scolding, and we don't even know why, because
she's a disgusted cab driver.
We don't even know what was happening.
Fuck them.
So I caught it in
cabs.
mid-scolding, so here, it's quick.
Feel what a snob and a condescending man you are, so be a gentleman.
Miss.
That's why I did that.
Miss,
what?
You don't know anything about me, miss. That's not fair. I know you're not getting in the lane.
That's what I'm feeling from you. Don't take your hatred out on me.
I don't hate.
Yes, you do. What are you doing?
Don't worry about him. You just worry about you.
You're going to report me and have me thrown in the street?
That's up to you.
Sir!
Bye.
And then you cut her right off anyway.
Jerk.
What did we even do? I don't even know what happened. She was mad that I wouldn't let her cut in front of me.
Right. All right.
Wow. Why did she call you condescending? Were you being condescending at first?
No.
Excuse me, miss.
She had you pegged perfectly.
She really did.
She took us by surprise. We were having a nice leisurely ride up the road.
You can't do that. You got to stick on the person's bumper in front of you.
A little chat.
No leisure. No leisure. It's driving.
It was like a beautiful day in the city. You know, me and GH enjoy each other's company as we drive home.
You're pointing out the sights.
Yeah. You know, and just you got to unwind a little bit after the tremendous show you guys always do.
Oh, thank you.
So I saw it unfolding because I was going. There was a truck double parked on my left making a delivery. And all of a sudden, this cab tried to speed up and wanted to cut me off, but I wouldn't let it.
4-lane highway, by the way.
Yeah.
Or avenue, whatever.
Yeah.
So plenty of room for everybody.
So then we got stopped at the red light right next to each other, and the windows rolled down because it's a beautiful day. And she just started screaming at me about, like, my hatred.
You know what I would tell a cabbie that would even try to fucking lay that one on me? How many times a fucking day do you not let anyone in, you pricks? You fucking prick cabbies. They don't
let anyone
They never
in.
fucking
But
let
they
anyone
want you to
in.
let them in.
I've let people in that are, you know, they look like guys that are pulling out of parking garages and shit. I'll look ahead. If it's not going to fuck me over, I'll let someone go. I'm not going to let him in if the light's green and I'm going to hold people up. Then I'm going. If the light's red in front of me, I'll stop. I'll wave someone in. They could get the fuck in front of me. I'll deal with them later. Cabbies will never fucking let you in. They will stay right on the other person's bumper. Doesn't matter what's happening in front, behind. They're just waiting for their fucking fare so they could stop in the middle of the road, by the way, to let people in or let people off while you're sitting there watching your green light turn fucking red.
Yeah, I'm always reasonable if, like, there's an alternate
To a
merge
point, right.
that's sensible.
Exactly.
It has to be sensible.
It's a battle out there, but you can, you know, you can make some concessions with certain people under certain circumstances. But for the most part, it's a battle in those streets, and you got to stay up on people's bumpers. You don't let people in. Because sometimes I make a mistake. I go, oh, go ahead, go in. And now you got asshole in front of you.
Yeah, I didn't mean to upset you, Anthony.
I did you a favor, and now I got asshole in front of me.
The best part was that's what I was feeling from you. How were you feeling that from Kenny? You're both driving cars. There was no interaction. Yeah. That's what I was feeling from you.
You see every mark I have on my fucking Escalade? You know where that came from? Battles in the streets. I hit people.
Battle scars.
I ran into people. I backed into a cab. Backed right into a fucking cab once. He was right on my fucking ass. Tried to cut me off. I get right back in front of him. And then now he's stuck in the crosswalk.
Right.
And bam, beeping me. I put it in reverse. Bam! Hit him. You hit my cab. I go, you hit me. I go, you came up and hit me in the ass end of my car. Fuck you. and then I left just laughing. It's battle scarred.
You got to trade paint out there.
Battle scarred. Oh, my God.
You can't have a new car in Manhattan.
No.
You can't. Even if you park in a garage, they fuck it up.
It's like a NASCAR race. They're all pretty and polished when they start the race. By the end, that winner's crossing the fucking
they're all scarred up.
Finish line. They're all beat up. That means you did your job.
That's right.
My job is to fuck with every cabbie out there. And the second they try to pull some shit where they roll their window down and give a little, thanks a lot, I start pulling out. I play the race card in a second. It's the only card I have in the deck. It's just, you savage motherfucker. Go back where you came from. I am horrid to the cabbies.
You have 52 race cards in your deck.
Yes.
52.
And I throw them all at once.
Yeah, Matt Lamb from New York City. Holy shit, how did you guys just gloss over the fact you were talking to a white woman cab driver?
That is true.
That is beyond rare.
What happened there?
I've only seen, I think, 2 female cab drivers in all my years in Manhattan, and that was the second one right there.
Yeah,
and one female cab driver explained why there's not many female cab drivers, because they can't piss. They can't piss in Snapple bottles. That's exactly what she told me. She goes, it's impossible because they have to do 20, 18-hour shifts or whatever, and they can't pull over to pee. So a lot of these savages are just peeing in Snapple bottles and never stopping.
Yeah, and they put it in the fucking front of their car. Ugh. They use it as cologne.
Rape?
Yes.
That's the reason.
That's the reason there aren't. Please. Who wants to be a fucking cabbie in this city? And they're all just fucking... They get pissed off when you do something that they do 800 times a fucking day. You know they're doing the same thing. Cutting people off. Blocking the fucking intersections. I'll sit... And this happens every fucking day to me. At the intersection right at the corner by Fox News. Get stuck at that light. I won't go across the intersection if the light's green and I'll block the box, block the grid.
It's
Can't do that
here in New York.
So I wait.
Can't do.
And then when I see the traffic moving ahead, I'll look maybe 8 or so cars ahead.
Read the road
if it
ahead.
starts moving, then you can figure I have enough time to go and I'll fit in. So, but as I'm waiting, a cab will come across around my side and block the whole fucking box and get in front of me. Now I'm fucked one more vehicle because of that? Because that motherfucker couldn't wait and see if traffic is going to start moving?
Never a dull moment.
That's
Until
for
you
sure.
speak.
Hate the motherfuckers. Hate the cabs. Hate the garbage truck drivers on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is a big
What do
Wednesday
they do to
morning.
you?
It's a big... They have
joking.
They have this impression that no one else is on the road
You're
at
right.
that hour.
Yeah.
I've been cut right in front of from the extreme left all the way to the right as I'm doing maybe 40 miles an hour. You got to jam on the brakes, and there's fucking Carlos Rodriguez on the back of the fucking truck.
Where you at?
I almost nail him.
Where you at with city buses?
They're more pricks, but they got a mission. I understand.
They're fucking
That is
scary.
that is a tough
They
gig.
will just go right into your lane. They don't give a fuck.
You know what, though?
You
That's
have like a split second to try to figure it out.
It's a big vehicle.
They just don't care.
All day long they're driving. All day long.
All day long.
They're driving those fucking things, and I know they got to get in and out of
But they
fucking
merge
things.
right into you. They don't care if you have
No,
no,
they don't
room.
care.
No
They
room.
don't care.
They will just push your car right off the road.
I will never give them an in or the right of way, but if they get me, I don't go bullshit on them. I'm like, you know, what are you going to do?
They're scumbags. They block you coming into the tunnel. They never merge one to one. They're such cunts.
They are assholes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing gets me as much as the cab drivers and the fucking sedan drivers.
The worst.
The black car drivers are
the worst.
So fucking bad. They're either left lane, 30 mile an hour. They will not fucking change lanes unless they're changing lanes to get in front of you to go slower. And then they just sit at light. They're always doing paperwork.
They're terrible.
They're always fucking flipping on their dome light and doing paperwork. The light's green. I lay on the horn the second it turns green. Man, get out of here. Fuck. I used to keep pennies. I had pennies in my fucking... I'd pick up handfuls and just wing them at windshields. Up to chip them up. Chip.
Yes.
Don't
throw me at your window.
Oh, Chip.
I had a good horn incident, but unfortunately we didn't get it on film.
No?
No, but both GH and Jimmy witnessed it.
Which one was it?
Did you lay on the horn?
Yeah, we were going down a side street, and a cab stopped right in the middle of the block to let out two passengers.
Why wouldn't he?
Fuck, this could have been the greatest video ever.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Wait till you hear this one.
So one guy gets out, and the other guy's paying the fare.
Taking his damn time.
So Jimmy always gets aggravated at me because I don't beep at people.
Mm-hmm.
So I did an over-the-top beep, and I must have beeped for like 15 seconds.
Straight. Easily. It might have been more. It was beyond obnoxious. It got to the point where we thought it was funny at first, and we're like, all right, Kenny, Jesus. Right?
So the one guy standing on the sidewalk goes, "That's a little rude." I go, "Don't talk about yourself. I know you are, but what am I?"
No, you didn't say that.
Yeah, he did.
What did the guy say?
The guy started laughing and didn't want to. It was one of those where you got him. Because the guy wanted to be really mad. But Kenny threw him off guard with that line, and he started laughing. But he was mad at him.
What am I?
He was mad at himself for laughing.
The sheep pedestrians that will just follow a person that walks into the crosswalk. A lot of people cross when it still says don't walk. Yeah. They'll look and say, I got enough room, I'll cross. And then someone behind him won't even look and think, well, just because he's crossed, I'll follow. Like fucking pack mules. So they just follow, and you're barreling down on them. I love those because and they look up with, ah! They're petrified.
You're that guy.
Oh, I am that guy.
I'm kind of that guy.
And then I turn on my
the
windshield
look you
washer.
get, though, because they're shocked.
My windshield washer goes on.
Yeah.
And again, the Escalade's got giant wipers and a lot of liquid pours out on the windshield. Wham! I push it over to the side. Bam! And water and washer fluid goes all over the pedestrians. It's hysterical.
You want to hear a great police story?
Oh, yeah.
I saw it in a movie once. It didn't happen in real life.
All right.
Like, if you work midnights and, like, early in the morning, like when the commuter traffic is starting.
Yeah.
And you're at a red light at an intersection, but, like, the cop is impatient, so he doesn't feel like waiting.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So he goes through the red light, and the dummy civilian, like, next to the cop isn't paying attention and just goes because the car next to him went.
Right.
And has an accident. I saw it in a movie once.
What movie was that? I don't remember seeing that.
Never happened in real life.
What movie, though?
Was Harvey Keitel in it?
Yeah, it was one of those.
One of those?
Yeah.
I think I remember that scene, I think.
Yeah. It was rated.
Oh, that's good. People will do that just for the hell of it.
While we have you have any other scenes from movies that you remember?
I'll think about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, things just
wondering.
got to occur to me. You know, if you put me on the spot, I'm not.
Yeah,
good
I
like
understand.
that.
I understand.
You know, 'cause
we like when you
nothing's-
talk about movies.
You mean Earth?
All right. Well, there's that. Getting yelled at by a female cabbie yesterday. So Obama's losing his mind over this fucking oil leak, huh?
Well,
oil spill?
behind closed doors, it seems he's losing his mind. In public, he's just going on vacation.
Where's he going on vacation?
He wanted to go back to Chicago and relax with his family for the weekend, for Memorial Day weekend. But now he's like all bothered because he's got to go down to Louisiana and check out the oil spill. But I think he's going to make it back to Washington in time to catch a Paul McCartney concert.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
that's
nice.
good. That's good for him.
Yeah, but it's a Beatle.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
I know you don't like
it's a good
Obama,
thing.
but you got to understand that one.
How
you
many
get
black
to see a
people like the
Beatle.
Beatles, though?
I know. Only Obama
Hey, they had
would.
Billy Preston. Billy Preston brought in the black fucking
He was the
fans for a while.
was the 8th, 5th Beatle.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's.
But did he yell, "Plug the damn hole"? That's an exact quote from Obama. But
Michelle yelled that at him.
My mind was working, Jimmy. Yeah.
Oil spill meeting tells BP to plug the damn hole. Mm-hmm. But there's no audio of that. That was more behind.
No, that was behind closed doors.
Closed doors.
Somebody said he said that. It's making him look bad. He's not. This
It's
is
his Katrina.
This is a crisis. He hasn't declared a state of emergency where federal funds could be used, and and perhaps send in, like, if there was a huge disaster off of another country, let's say an oil spill, there would be naval ships from the United States are being sent to the area to see if they could help in the cleanup. And
so why don't we do that?
Why don't we do that? Exactly. Why don't we? You're the fucking president.
So
get
he's
some
not-
ships out there to fucking do something.
He's not doing everything he can.
No, all our Gulf shrimp are getting all fucked up. How am I supposed to have shrimp cocktail?
Who the fuck is going to eat shrimp anytime
pissing
soon?
me off.
Are you going to eat shrimp anytime soon? I love
Delicious.
shrimp, but
be great. I love them shrimps.
I think I'll still eat some tuna, some salmon. They don't have salmon.
You
in the
got to
Gulf,
look
right?
at what is in the Gulf of
I know,
Mexico
you
that
gotta
you
get a
eat,
list.
and just get a list, and then don't eat it again forever.
Fuck that, man. Who's
this-
eating fish in general?
this
Seafood.
Oil slick is giant.
Is it bigger than Valdez or whatever?
I think at this point, I think it is, and it's more detrimental because there's a lot more shit
That it
here that we
affects.
use.
Right.
You know, obviously
Alaska
you don't want to see a
is
little
just fucking up the scenery, but the Gulf
Yeah.
of Mexico has a lot of industry that's fucked up for years to come.
Yeah, this is now they showed it in some of the wetlands and stuff. It's just goopy oil, and you
Does
look at
that-
it and go, it's never going away.
Does that depress you at all? Because I know you're. I get sad seeing some of that fucking.
Yeah,
video.
just-
do you get sad at all, or not
Yeah.
really? You don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't like seeing little creatures covered in oil.
You don't.
No.
Even the soupy stuff.
They were scrubbing a pelican's bill with some fucking Dawn liquid on the news. I was like, oh, poor little pelican. Poor pelican.
I got a question for you. So why can't they fucking plug this hole? Is it because of the pressure coming out of it?
Yeah. This
Is it a pressure thing?
It's supposed to have a valve that was supposed to shut if the fucking little line broke off. The line broke off and the valve didn't shut. So now their whole thing is they're going to try to dump some heavy mud in there.
How is that going to work?
Well, they're going to call you up for your morning shits. Get some heavy mud in there.
Me and
then
Danny.
some heavy
We
mud.
get something going.
And cement. And try to plug it that way. But they don't even know if that's going to work. I mean, this is like
and
just
it's
a
really
hole
just
in the earth.
But it's just pressure, right?
Yeah, because there's natural gas in there, too, pumping out all the oil. So
Now, let's say they never plug the hole. How long will this last? Endless?
It's just a hole in the earth that's pouring oil into the
And there's
water.
just a lot more oil.
We put a hole where there wasn't a hole.
But isn't oil part of Earth?
Yeah,
So we're
but
not
it's
really
supposed
polluting.
to stay kind of underneath the ground
Yeah, but
part.
what if there was an earthquake and caused the same thing?
I don't think it makes fissures that deep in the ground. Yeah, we
I
drill
gotcha.
pretty fucking deep.
I gotcha.
But this one is really bad. Yeah, there's a live cam of the leak. Yeah, so that's what Chris is saying. I've been watching some of that. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
interesting to watch the oil leaking.
And I think BP Twitter that they're going to keep the feed going.
Because there was controversy that they were going to
like-
shut it off while
Right.
they did this
Right.
this procedure, but people said, "Hey, assholes, no, we want to watch this."
So they tweeted, okay, we'll keep the fucking...
Keep you on the up and up.
The footage coming of the big oil spill, the leak.
I don't know why they can't just scoop the oil up out of the water and put it in something and then use it.
What's happening with the oil that's making it to the surface now? Are they burning it? Are they doing anything so that this
They
doesn't...
put a chemical on it that breaks it into little smaller pieces.
And then what?
And then it's supposed to just kind of sink onto the bottom of the ocean again, or get the sun degrades it to some point, but that takes a long fucking time. Oil is pretty durable stuff,
But the fucking water is so cold. All these animals, we have to pay for oil heating. These animals now have it for free, and they're bitching.
We should send a bill to these animals for oil.
The nerve of them! They're getting all this. They're stealing our oil. Our oil is being stolen by duck feathers and shrimp. I say we kill these thieving. You know how many turtles now have nice oil shells and oil hats?
Oil hats.
Lucky turtles, little slippery feet to make swimming easier.
Yeah, think how they glide through the water, right?
I'm tired of doing these faggot animals. Look at that lucky duck covered in oil. He couldn't be smiling happier.
Oh, the poor thing. His mouth is open because he's suffocating.
Yeah, he's not smiling. He's trying to get air. There's a difference.
Those
he's not.
little
He's
holes
laughing.
in his bill are clogged with oil.
No, he's laughing. His mouth is open. Fuck him. I got to let him get the sinus surgery like I had to pay for.
Oh, look at the poor oily duck.
That lucky duck. I guarantee you he won't be cold this winter. Lucky fella. All this money we get charged for. Look at this one. He's trying to. This one goose is leaning over, spreading more oil on himself on purpose. Thief! Thief!
They're not thieves. They're victims.
They are not
Jimmy.
victims. Put that oil back. That's our oil. God damn these sea animals. We have this perfectly fine oil. We find a cheaper way to get it to the shore.
Yes, this eliminates the pumping.
Yes,
and the oil rig workers and everything. It just brings it right to the
you
surface.
shoot it to the surface, you put it in a big net, and then you just fucking pull up to the beach and take what you need. Free oil for all. But these fucking unions and these faggot animals got to steal it. Well, I want these animals punished.
I've never heard.
You don't
one
think they're
person
being
on
punished?
Fox-
Look at this picture. You don't think that seagull's being punished?
Yeah, look at the seagull. He's got fucking oil all over. He's waving. Hey, bring some more oil over here.
No, his wings are fucking deteriorating. They're burning away.
They're not burning away.
They're stuck in that position, and he's not waving.
Fuck him. He's beckoning. Come over here. Come get some oil, guys. He's beckoning his thieving bird friends. That fucking thief. Come over here, guys. Here's the oil.
That's not what's happening, though.
You know how much better it is to build a sandcastle with little Earl? God damn these animals.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking animals make me sick.
We
Look
got
at them showing off.
Showing off that they're just thieving.
Yeah, look at them. Look at these two taking a nice nap with our oil.
No, I don't think they made it.
These two ducks taking a nap.
I think they're two victims.
Our oil all over them, taking a nice warm nap.
No, I think that's two
great. You don't have to go south, do you? No, sir, because dummies just give you free oil to coat on your faggot wings. Take a nice nap in our oil. You're welcome. Look at this one. He couldn't be happier. Look at this duck.
He's dead.
He's dead
He's
on the
not
beach.
dead. He's not dead. He's
Making
fucking
everyone
oil
sad.
surfing.
He's dead, making everyone sad.
He's slickly oil surfing. Look at this one. Who's that bird trapped? What a lie that is. That bird's not trapped. Oh, look at this show off. On his back doing the oil dance.
No, it's not.
He's dead.
He's not dead. He's on his back, kicking his feet up. Oil!
That's rigor mortis.
It's not rigor mortis.
That's
He couldn't be
sad.
happier. He looks like a little turkey on his back.
Not only does he have a lot of oil on his body, now it's covered in sand as well.
Exactly, he's having
Sand
fun.
and oil can't be a good combination.
Then he goes back in the water. He has a few laughs with his friends, gets the sand off.
You think he's laughing with his
I
friends?
see his face. He's laughing right now.
No, that was the last thing he did in a death throw.
No.
That was him opening his little bill to try to get air and couldn't.
Oh, what a bunch of bunk. Look at his feet up in the air. That's the bird going yippee-yi-yay. That's the yippee-yi-yay of the... That's how the bird yippee-yi-yays. He's yippee-yi-yaying at you. You ever see a beak get oil on it like that? Oh, look at this guy. Fucking how nice is this? He's holding a little animal open. Fucking all that. He's trying to take oil off the animal onto his gloves.
Do it for Shell and BP.
This guy has caught a thief, and he is right now... This is an example from court, by the way. There's a man with gloves holding a little duck open, and the duck is coated. He's caught the thief in the act, red-handed, and he is showing the jury. Look at this thief.
Wow. I didn't think birds
Good.
really needed
This
oil.
man is strangling this thief.
He's holding the bird's long neck so it doesn't snap. I believe he's going to try to clean it if it's not dead.
No, he's not. He is choking a thief. This is capital punishment for oil thieves. God damn, it's costing me more tax dollars.
These poor things.
Oh, these.
I feel so bad for the birdies and the little.
I feel bad for us. I pulled up to the beach the other day. There was no oil. Makes me sick.
Which beach did you go to?
Look at this guy, Life O'Reilly.
Life of Riley.
What are you talking about?
He can't fly. He's flapping his oil-drenched wings and can't even get off the ground.
He doesn't need to fly. Where's he going? He's got all the oil he needs. They usually fly to Iraq to get the oil. They don't need to now.
Do they?
Yeah, well, they don't need to fly.
Part of their migratory pattern.
They can just lounge around, fat, lazy shitbirds.
He looks like he feels heavy. I don't think that's very uncomfortable.
He doesn't want to fly.
Feathers are very delicate things. They're always preening them, and they got to put them in the right spot, and then you got to clean them. Like the birds clean them, and then you ever see birds take those sand baths?
Sure,
that does something too. And then oil just isn't meant for their little feathers.
Let me tell you something. If you're a bird and you have the gift of flight and you land in oil, you're an asshole. Any bird that gets oil on it is a fucking asshole. I can see a fish coming up. But what, even fish, just go somewhere else. It's the ocean. What are you doing, fag? Move. You get the whole ocean. There's no fences.
Don't stay around the oil, right?
Exactly. Quit looking at it, you nosy.
Did they, yeah, they photoshopped that, right?
Of course they did.
Those are the hand-holding otters?
I hope so.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was just oil covered down.
Yeah, that's the famous fucking shot. They just photoshopped that.
Yeah,
right?
I think that they...
God, that annoys me.
Yeah. Wait, we got
their heads aren't covered with oil.
We got a seafood guy, very upset.
Really?
Rob in Baton Rouge.
Seafood, eat food.
Oh, guys, that's funny shit. But the truth of the matter is that
We always want to get to the truth after the funny.
Yes.
Thanks for the call.
well, there's a lot at stake with the seafood down here, and it's important that you realize that these guys are going to extra lengths to make sure that nothing contaminated gets out into the market. And you got to remember, or even if you don't know, we provide 70% of the oysters for the entire United States, 80%
No more
of
oysters
the shrimp,
for me.
80% of the shrimp. Just
Popcorn
those two
shrimp?
items alone.
What kind of shrimp?
Jumbo shrimp? Coconut shrimp?
Everything you want. Daddy.
Oil shrimp.
All shrimp.
Gasoline shrimp.
Where do the coconut shrimp live? It's so weird that they're
from Connecticut.
They're fucking.
It's important to understand that's
not.
You know,
it's important to eat them and dip them in cocktail sauce.
I'll say we needs all clean shrimp.
Well,
Boy's about as sharp as a sack of wet shrimp.
Give me a list of the fish.
I keep hitting them and you keep missing them, boy.
Give me a list of the seafood and the fish and whatnot of that area.
That's right.
We got oysters. What else you guys do?
Oysters, turkey.
We got 70% of the oysters. We got 80% of the shrimp.
How do you got 70% of the oysters?
Exactly. They don't even walk.
We produce 70% of every oyster consumed in the United States here in Louisiana.
I just want a list of things we shouldn't eat anymore.
So there's 30% of an oyster is from somewhere else?
Exactly. What do they do? Meet up somewhere? They have to, okay, could you ship us the oyster left arms?
Left arms.
The only finfish state that's bigger than us is Alaska, and that's because of salmon.
Right.
All right. What else do you get from the Gulf? I need to know.
What about Nevada for fishing? I thought we got our oysters from Nevada.
We get tuna, wahoo, dolphin fish.
Wahoo? What's a wahoo?
Mahi.
Swordfish.
All right. This is all the stuff we shouldn't eat anymore. He doesn't even know he's helping us.
Exactly.
Escobar?
Snappers.
Groupers, snappers. Don't eat that anymore. Yeah.
But stop it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Snappers. What else?
Bottom. Well, how many you need? Blue fins, yellow fins.
Don't eat any of this stuff, guys.
A Louisiana rockfish?
We don't have rockfish.
I know what a rockfish is. This guy didn't, though.
We all have rockfish. We don't eat that shit.
That's some of them other fish we got.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the fish we got?
Yeah, and if rockfish aren't available, how about a disco fish?
Flounder.
Hey, look, we're betting the farm on this top kill, guys.
What's that?
We're betting the farm on this top kill work, and if it don't work...
Aha, caught you lying. If you have a farm, how are you growing oysters?
Yes.
Aha.
What kind of seed do you use?
Exactly. I knew oysters were fake.
Yeah, the top kill. They use a great word, top kill.
I know, but if it doesn't work, guys, y'all are in. You're going to see it up there on your beaches because 60 more days of this shit, and everybody's going to feel this one.
I don't go to the beach. I lay by the Hudson River.
The second some oil comes out of the little spigot to my pool, I'll be upset.
Yeah.
Until then, pshaw.
Until I'm pissing and oil shoots out of my cock.
All right, guys, I'm punching out.
All right, thanks a lot.
You do that.
Well, we got a list of stuff we shouldn't eat anymore.
Exactly. It's bad enough we got to live with the niggers, but now we got the oil. There's something about that accent.
How about you just take a match and you throw it in the water, you burn up the oil, and then you kick the shit out of the fish for causing this problem? I'll bet you fish are the ones that fucking sabotage the whole thing.
Did they nibble on the pipe?
Bunch of dopes.
They were nibbling.
Fucking idiot fish.
Look at that thing. It's just spewing out. They're showing the camera of the oil just spewing out into the Gulf.
Bunch of ducks fixed it so the thing would blow up. Exactly. See, look at this. Now all of a sudden there's a resort. Bunch of fucking... Look at that. You get the hotels in the back.
It's beached, oil-ridden fish on the sand.
That's right. Lounging and enjoying our fucking tax dollars at work.
They're not laying on the beach. They're fish.
They're laying on the beach, relaxing, all covered in our oil. Relaxing at a beach that you're welcome.
I've heard of some of this conspiracy theory stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Obama, if you remember, he said that we will do more drilling, and because we had kind of a problem with the oil, and we don't want to depend on foreign oil, and people were pressuring Obama, and it's something he didn't want to do, but he had to say that he wants to drill. So the conspiracy is that people around Obama, these secret people, that the same people that were secret around Bush,
the
Illuminati, they blew up this oil rig to make this ecological disaster so that Obama could not drill and look like a good guy because he's, this is a disaster.
It stops the drill.
It holds the oil companies.
We're sad that we're looking at all these
responsible.
fucking pictures of the animals.
And and now he doesn't have to drill anywhere because people like drill. Why look at the problem it made? And I completely believe this. I think they coated the rig with thermite paint.
Oh, okay.
Thermite paint. No, I don't believe any stupid conspiracy theory. This thing just blew up.
Remember intern Paul?
Hey there, Paul. Not Uncle Paul, intern Paul.
We almost hired you, Paul, but we just didn't have a spot.
Yeah, it's all right. I had an interview there the other day.
Oh, good. How'd it go?
It went well. We'll see what happens.
All right, good luck to you, my friend. Intern Paul, that's right. He runs a seafood business. It's a family business.
Oh, that's right.
And you were just listening to that guy down there in Louisiana.
Yeah, he's an asshole. You can get it's an ocean. You can get shit from anywhere. Mahi you get out of like Hawaii, and it's all down near Chile.
Yeah, it's a Hawaiian name.
Yeah,
exactly.
I only want one mahi anyway.
You can't get that Chilean sea bass no more, because that's all in the Gulf.
Yeah.
What?
My asshole, it comes from the fucking Gulf.
Penguin?
It's all down south.
You want to eat some penguin? You ain't going to be able to get none.
They might have some. What about the shrimp thing? They might have. The shrimp thing might be real, though.
Shrimp?
Yeah, anything that says Gulf shrimp, stay away from. The word Gulf is in the fucking name.
I'm sure they're going to get that word off the packaging immediately.
Well, that's, yeah.
The word Gulf doesn't sound good before any fish name.
The regulations are so strict now anyway with everything coming in. I mean, it has to be dated and country coded for, it's actually an anti-terrorism law. It's been going on for years. Everything is checked thoroughly before it comes in. So
sure it
even
is.
When it's shipped through
just
the
like
country.
the oil rig was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were trading pornography with each other. The inspectors and the rig workers were trading like porno online, and some of the oil rig workers were filling out documentation they shouldn't have been filling out. It should have been done by the inspectors. So this is just another industry where you think everything is regulated. Wherever you work, there are fuck-ups and everything's fucked up where you work.
Yeah.
It just seems that no matter where you work, you look around and go, this is fucked up.
There's always
no
a
one really
fuck-up.
knows what they're doing. We're hanging on by the fucking
I thought it was
skin
only in
of
the
our
radio
teeth and stuff.
industry.
No, it's every, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we yell and scream and bitch as much as we do, because we know you could relate to this shit.
It's just everybody, and you think there are industries that don't have that.
Right.
And you would think, like, if there is an oil company and they have offshore oil drilling rigs, that there's some kind of responsibility and stuff going on. Nope, same shit. Just fuck-ups. The government, same shit, fuck-ups. It's just, that's the way it is.
Sucks.
Fuck-ups.
You would think it would be better.
No.
Hey, Paul,
Another way you go.
are you seeing a drop in your business yet?
No, actually, it's picking up because, Memorial Day. So, I mean, it's taken a hit from the economy, but as far as the oil affecting stuff, as long as it stays south, we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does it take for a fish to be contaminated, though? You know what I mean? Like, if you get
Breathe in
shrimp,
some oil.
But if you get shrimp this weekend,
I think you're fine.
Because that shrimp was caught and probably frozen 6 months ago.
Ew.
My shrimp is 6 months old.
Well, frozen.
What the fuck?
I mean, some of it comes in fresh.
If you're going to restaurants down by the Gulf, I think you'd have more of a problem than up here because they got to ship it up here and shit like that. But I don't know. I'm talking on my ass. What if it goes the other way and you go to your gas pump and you start pumping out fucking gas
Fish.
and fucking fish and shrimp are going into your gas tank? That would really upset me. That's worse than the fucking fish having oil on it. Is your oil having fish in
You
it?
think your Escalade would run well on a tank
God.
full of oily shrimp?
You go to pop some oil in your vehicle and you put the funnel in and there's like guppies falling into your crankcase.
You think that would clog the engine?
Oh, that would do some damage.
But imagine if all of a sudden you got 200 miles a gallon. That was the trick.
Right.
A little bit of shrimp shit.
At that point, we would say, fuck the shrimp, right?
Oh, yeah, you'd be pumping ground shrimp into your tank.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Who knew?
Anything else, Paul?
Nah.
All right, Paul.
All right.
I sell, Paul.
Yeah.
Steve's gay.
Come by and see us. There
Bring
goes
me a
Paul,
tank,
one of
I'll
our
sell
old
the fucking
interns.
thing.
I don't know if we have Ted the oil tycoon here today. I really don't, Brad. I'm sorry.
What is he, a performing fucking oil-drenched seal?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if we got him today. Let's say hi to Jesse Ventura, though. Jesse.
Gentlemen.
He said one word, and I knew it was a horrible impression.
And he's just talking over us, laughing at him, because why would you
plowing
listen, as you call a radio
through.
show? He's continuing.
He's got his agenda.
Yeah.
He's plowing through, no matter regardless. I'm plowing through regardless, Alex. Regardless.
He's still going, thinking we
Hold on.
stopped or we didn't.
We didn't hear you. Could you start it? We actually didn't hear it. Go ahead. Redo
Not
that.
one word did we hear.
Redo that.
He's gone.
He failed. He did not want to stop. He probably had it written out. The second I hear the phone pick up, I'm just going to start reading.
I got a tinkle, Bruno.
Tinkle, tinkle. Go ahead. Make your little wee-wees. Don't describe it. Is it yellow? Does it foam when it hits the water? What is that? Sometimes piss foams, sometimes it don't.
Get Dr. Steve. Yeah, that foamy piss thing is a little weird, right? All right.
A nice foamy piss. And it doesn't have anything to do with beer or anything.
I don't know what that is.
I think if you're well hydrated and it's just water coming out, it probably doesn't foam. But I think if it's concentrated piss, like you haven't been drinking a lot of water and you're a little dehydrated and you have to piss, I think that's a lot of stuff going on in there.
When you get a foamy piss, you get one of those fucking red cups.
What do you mean?
If you're in a bar and it looks just like a beer.
Oh, it looks like a beer.
And you leave it
just
leave it laying around.
Dr. Steve, poor Dr. Steve is on vacation. And we're calling him with why does sometimes your piss foam.
You know what?
And sometimes it doesn't.
You know what? Now we have to bother him on vacation with this dumb question. We have to.
Hanging out, just trying to catch some beach time and
you're right, but
drink
it's such a
few
stupid
beers
question.
or-
We have to just interrupt his vacation.
Probably
for
with
this.
his fucking wife having some eggs Benedict for breakfast, and he's got to answer a why is piss sometimes foamy and sometimes not question. And you know what? That motherfucker will know.
All right, good.
Is he there?
Dr. Steve.
Dr. Steve.
We know you're on vacation. We apologize ahead of time.
I was just saying.
Wait. Where are you on vacation, by the way?
I'm at Isle of Palm, South Carolina.
Oh, very nice. And what are you doing at this moment?
Flying a kite.
All right, so you're flying a kite. I just said flying a kite. Oops. Flying a kite on vacation with your children, and I'm sorry, but it's very important. Anthony has a very good question for you, a medical question.
Yeah, very important. It wouldn't have disturbed you unless it was something this important, Dr. Steve, on vacation.
Okay.
How come sometimes when you piss in the bowl, it foams, and sometimes it doesn't?
Well, okay. That's actually a very interesting question. Not really. It has to do with the amount of protein in your urine.
Oh, protein.
And if you've eaten a heavy protein meal, like eating a nice juicy steak, and had some other things like that with it, and you're spilling a little bit of protein in your urine, then it will tend to foam up.
Uh-huh.
And other times, most of the time, your urine won't be foamy because your kidneys are able to filter out protein and other kind of impurities like that and just piss out water and a couple of chemicals.
Ah, see, that's what I thought. I thought if you're very well hydrated and everything is working nicely, that it's a lot of water coming out, and that wouldn't happen. But if you're maybe a little dehydrated, there's a lot more color to your urine.
Well, think about it. Yeah, exactly right. If you're a little dehydrated, your urine is going to be more concentrated, and so all the other things like proteins that can cause foaming will be more concentrated, and therefore will foam up more. It's just like having, if you put one drop of soap in water, as opposed, and then I don't know what
we know. You sound like Rich Voss now. We understand, like a parts per million kind of a thing. Sure,
exactly. Thank you. Very good.
Understood. Well, Dr. Steve, again, you just have all the answers.
I'm sorry if I'm a little out of it. I'm trying to keep an eye on these two kids running around the back.
Yeah, why don't you do? Oh, Uncle Paul. Why don't you?
Before one of them ends up like Gage from Pet Sematary.
Oh no!
Wow. Are you going to make your kids reel in the kites?
Yeah,
my stupid uncles used to make us do that. They would let all the line out and have the kite a fucking mile in the sky, and then hand you the fishing reel. We went with the fishing reel, and then said, "Hey, why don't you reel this thing in?" It would take all fucking afternoon. What fun is that?
That's part of the burden of being a kid, and this one doesn't even have a fishing reel. It's just got that little horseshoe-shaped thing.
Oh God, you got to wind it yourself.
That sucks.
Any oil?
You're not a good father.
Any oil washing up on the beach there, Dr. Steve?
Not here yet. We're on the East Coast, so it hadn't hit here yet. But
oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right, Dr. Steve, thank you. Get back to your vacation. We'll try not to disturb you every day this week.
Call me anytime.
All right, sir.
All right, we'll take you up
Thanks.
on that.
Okay.
What is this, Danny?
That's Pet Sematary.
Right.
Little Gage. Little Gage is helping fly the kite.
I just watched this again like last week. It's still a great horror flick.
Stephen King is hysterical. He will kill a kid in a second. He does not give a shit. There goes little Gage.
When did you run out in front of the truck?
Yeah.
Now?
Oh, Mel Gibson's driving the truck with a cell phone yelling heave into it.
Horrible acting. Herman Munster.
Lily, the child's been struck, Lily. Grandpa, can you bring it back to life?
Really was a creep. They were barely in town for like a week.
I know.
And he's like, hey, you want to see where you can bring dead things back to life?
Yeah, dead things will get back to life over here. There goes Gage, ready to stain his Oshkosh bagoshes.
Don't let him go.
Yeah, you dummy.
Get the baby!
I couldn't catch up. His truck ain't stopping for shit.
That truck is moving. Right now. I'm so sad the kite got fucked up.
I know. Oh. Another oil-related accident.
Yeah,
see, it's an oil truck.
That kite is ruined.
Yes! We get it.
Just pause right there.
Oh, Uncle Paul.
I took that picture.
Little dead Gage.
Jesus.
Gage gets real creepy when he gets brought back from the dead.
Sure does.
First I played with Mommy. No, first I played with Judd, then I played with Mommy. Now I want to play with you.
He was a creepy little fucker, that Gage.
He bites his neck out.
Yeah.
He cuts his Achilles tendon and then bites his neck out.
He makes those sounds.
Jesus.
The book was very good.
I never saw the movie.
The book
You never
was-
saw it?
I don't think
Really?
so.
I've only read the book.
What year did that come out?
89, probably.
Yeah, I didn't
It's a
see
while
it.
ago.
And who was the kid? He looks very familiar.
No, I don't think he's done anything else.
I don't know, but he's
Little
going to
Gage.
be at a con coming up.
Is he?
Yeah, him and the mother.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
And the guy that plays the bicycle victim.
But he's going to be like just some old guy now. Yeah, it's Gage.
Yeah, well, guess who's going to have a signed Pet Cemetery DVD, bitches?
Motherfucking Danny.
The kid's got to be like 25 now.
Yeah, I was Gage, remember?
I could probably pull up a picture of him. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a defining role for me. It's fantastic.
You know, you're doing the fucking tall voice, and we have one of those guys in the news.
Oh, I
today.
saw one. I saw the picture of him.
7'8". He met Michelle Obama. Why did he meet Michelle Obama? Just because he's tall?
To meet someone taller than him? See, 'cause she's very tall.
Yeah.
All right.
Which one is he? Is he the one that's balding? Jesus.
I know. He's got to just be some. Wait. Mike Hughes. Miko?
They put up the old picture.
They put up the little kid picture of him.
Wait,
Is his name Miko Hughes?
Yeah.
Related?
Wait, my cousin.
You got a Miko?
My cousin was in Pet Cemetery?
That's your cousin. I knew because I remember you talking about a Miko Hughes.
He doesn't talk about it.
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
him right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's my fucking cousin. Are
I've
you
seen
kidding
him.
me?
I saw him at your wedding. Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You could definitely see the family resemblance too, around the eyes.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I had no idea.
You should get him. You should get him in here then before the con.
There'd be a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll bring him in.
So, how was it?
I don't know.
Did it hurt? Did the truck really hit you? How'd they do that? What was that? Was that paint on the shoe? All kidding aside. Do you still have that kite? All right, thanks for coming. So, what have you done since then? Well, you know, I have a career in telemarketing. All right, thanks a lot. Take care. God bless.
God bless.
Get home safe.
Why don't we take a break and we'll finish up the show next? How does that sound, Ant?
I like the sound of that.
Flying a kite. Oh, I did say kite.
Yeah, you did say that. That's
Yeah,
a little different.
I flipped.
Say El Al, airline.
I've had a bunch of stuff. What?